Grand Rising. Thank you for joining me this morning. As you can see, we've got 8 minutes before showtime. It's Women's HERStory Month. And you notice I said her story because it's all about your story. That is the feminine energy that is. So that is what we are celebrating today. So I'm going to turn it down just a little bit so I can share with you why today's show is so very important after I make this quick video. Women have a tendency to not promote themselves and what they do. And I think that time has ended. Because as of today,
7 minutes until showtime.
We are doing something about it. Right here, we're making her story, H-E-R, her story, instead of his story. And we have the power to do it. Okay, HLN TV show. Alrighty now. I forgot how to do live. Y'all forgive me. It's early in the morning. Did I get my tea? No, I didn't get my tea.
Six minutes until showtime.
Trying to get the sun out of my face. I ain't complaining about the sun. Let the record show. I'm not complaining about the sun. Oh, that's passion tea. Ooh. Okay, what was I about to do? About to go on IG, which I am not the best at doing. No, let me just do it here, and that way I can just upload it. Alrighty now. Thank you for joining us this morning, live on Live in Color on blogtalkradio.com, the female solution. It's Women's HERStory Month. And in 5 minutes, we'll be starting the show. But right now, I just want to ask you to share this with a woman who's making a difference in the quality of your life and let her know that we're talking about her today. And you and we and us, because it's Women's HERStory Month, March 1st, 2021. And what better way to do it than to invite my sisters of the microphone and my sisters of the community. So you should be sure and join me. I'm Zelda Speaks, host of Monday Morning Mindfulness on blogtalkradio.com, the female solution. And we'll be doing a live meditation stress relief at 7:15 a.m. on facebook.com/HLNTV. And we hope you'll share this, and enjoy it. And thanks for watching. Namaste. Shalom. Peace. Okay, now I'm going to try and upload that and see what happens. There you go. There you go. Okay, I'm learning slowly but surely.
4 minutes until showtime.
4 minutes until showtime. Alrighty now. So I will be turning that down, turning that down, turning that off, and turning this off. So when the show starts in 5 minutes, 4 minutes, you got to keep them plugged up too. Can you hear me, Mary? I think she's froze. Oh, Lord, this is longer than 60 seconds. Oh, man. I think I got it. In 5 minutes we start the show, but right now I just want to. Okay, I think I got to do that again because it was too long. Grand Rising, thank you for joining us. Happy Women's HERStory Month right here on the Higher Learning Network. And we are celebrating women in the community that you may or may not know of who are doing things that you need to know about and you may need to be associated with. That's what March 1st, Women's HERStory Month is all about. So join us this morning from 7 until 9 a.m. on blogtalkradio.com, The Female Solution. And at 7:15 a.m., we'll be doing a live stress relief meditation that you can practice at home, work, bathroom, doesn't matter. So be sure and tune in to facebook.com, HLN TV show from the Higher Learning Network, and we'll be de-stressing this morning and celebrating the sisters. And you can join us and share this and like this video too. And thank you for joining us. Stay on purpose, stay empowered. Stay tuned. Okay, let me try this one more time. And that was a program I just did for IG because I don't know how to do it live. So that's what I'm doing. We've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Why can't I hear? That's what I can hear. Okay. We're going live in 2 minutes. One minute. Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution radio show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni hao. In India, Namaste.
In Japan,
Konnichiwa.
in Korea, in
Annyeonghaseyo.
Russia,
Rotstutze.
in Germany,
Guten Tag.
Poland, Dzień
Dzień dobry.
Bonjour,
Bonjour.
Spain, Hola,
Hola.
Italy, Ciao,
Ciao.
in Egypt,
Asan wasara.
in Ghana, Aquaba,
Aquaba.
in Nigeria, Peleo,
Peleo.
in South Africa, Salbona,
Sabona.
Nangada,
Nangade.
in Kenya, Zambo, in Israel, Shalom, in
Shalom.
Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Greetings.
Be upon you all. Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Don't worry, you are
Not alone.
Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with those who speak over a Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution. Mondays, 7:30 to 9 a.m. Be sure to send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and visit your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments with us today. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to the next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Limited mindful growth. And thanks for listening.
Well, all right. I do not own the rights to this music, but I love me some Shaka Khan. I never want. It's all I need. Anything you want done, babe. Okay, I shut up. Let Shaka sing. It's all I need. I can leave the world right now. Do you feel it? As we're celebrating Women's HERStory Month. Ah, you feel the energy. You feel Shaka. Just know this. Know this. And a woman can do it. Oh, oh, oh. You like that? Ow! I'm everyone. It's all that I need. Anything you want done, baby, you can ask a woman to do it, and it will get done, because that's how we roll. Welcome to Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks on Monday Morning Mindfulness with Shaka Khan. Yes, we are celebrating women. It is Women's HERStory Month. Yes, because we all have stories. As Viata said that her father said when they were writing their book, everyone has a story. And today, we're going to share some of those stories with you. And it shall be done. Yes, you are. You better believe that. And you got a story. You need to know this. Oh, yes, you are welcome to the Female Solution. This is how we celebrate women on Women's History Month, the first day of the year, Women's HERStory Month, because we're telling your stories today. It's Monday, the first month of the month. Monday, March 1st, 2021. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day, if today is your natal day. We are celebrating with all my sisters of the microphone. So some of my sisters from the radio, from the Female Solution, will be joining us, and some of my sisters from the community will be joining us. If you're listening online, you can join us at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak, and we will bring your call in. If you're on social media, feel free to join us on Facebook.com, HLN TV show, and Facebook.com, 715 Monday Morning Mindfulness Meditation, 715. Call somebody and tell them they got about 7 minutes that they can enjoy this stress-free practice meditation, and they don't even have to leave the house. And we'll show you how to de-stress. Okay, that's coming up at 7:15. If you're on Pixely.com, that's a new site by a woman of color. Pixely, Pixeoly. Go and join it right now. Support a sister. It's from the Women's Media Group. Also, if you are on Clubhouse, which we will be on at 9 o'clock with the after show, if you have an iPhone, you can join us. I don't make the rules. Somebody invited me. I'm just inviting you if you got an iPhone. We'll be on the after show, celebrating Women's HERStory Month. Be sure and go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. You know, I've been doing a fundraiser for my little brother, the homeless tenants of Tent City. And thank you for all those contributions. We've ordered generators. More is coming in, but we always need more because the population has grown. It was once a dozen, now it's over 50. It's over 4 dozen. So keep those donations coming in to higherlearningnetwork.org. You can go there and go to PayPal. No amount is too small or too large. All donations are tax deductible. And what I need you to do, the ebook that I wrote, yes, you get something for your money. I wrote an ebook. It's called I Knew I Should Have Followed My First Mind. And it's on our YouTube. No, it's not. It's on zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. I want you to go and choose which one you like best. There's one with Zelda Speaks in the upper left-hand corner in black, and there's one in white. And I want you to choose one. And please... you can post that right there on the blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, or you can share your thoughts here at the show on blogtalkradio.com. And if you're having pain and inflammation, which I'm pain-free today, I am so grateful. Be sure and check out my site, zelda.healy.now. That's zelda.healy.now. If you have pain and inflammation in your joints, arthritis, anything like that, I'm working with microcurrencies, a little bit of to the system. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, be sure and check it out. And if you're interested in growing your own food, zeldarobinson.towergarden.com. I've just got my batch in for my greens. You know, I'm excited about my turnip greens, my collard greens, my spinach greens, my kale, my arugula, all that stuff. So I'll be sharing that with you. Okay, that's zeldarobinson.towergarden.com and zeldarobinson.towergarden.com. And be sure and go to diabeticdonut.com where you can download the free How I Reverse Type 2 Diabetes. Okay. Alrighty, new law goes into effect today. It's 7-11. You need to know this. Traffic and Weather is sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com, itex.com. Thank you, Karen, for being a sponsor of our first show of Women's HERStory Month. itex is for entrepreneurs and business owners who have a product or service and they want to barter and not pay cash. So pay attention or pay cash. That's your logo. As we take a look at that $100 bonus that's available to you when you mention my name, which is the code Zelda, you mention that and you can get $100 and do some shopping right away. Yeah. As we take a look at the roadways, they're moving pretty smoothly this morning. There are no delays on Metro or CTA. Pretty good for a Monday morning, huh? But on the Kennedy, that's another story. Inbound, it is 18 minutes, 16 minutes on the reverse. On the Eden's, 25 in, 21 out. On the Eisenhower, 28 minutes inbound and 25 out. On the Stevenson, 16 minutes in and 15 minutes out. On the Dan Ryan, it's 16 in, 15 from 35th Street inbound to downtown, little stop and go traffic at 31st Street. On the Bishop Ford, it's 10 in, 11 out, and Lakeshore Drive, it's 10 in and 10 out. Now, this is the new law that went into effect today, right here, right now. Speeding tickets will be sent in the mail. If you are caught speeding over 5 miles an hour, 5 to 10 miles an hour, it's a $35 ticket. Over 10 miles an hour, it's a $100 fine. Okay. That's what your mayor said. That's what she said. So you got a problem? Take it up with her. 7:12. And that's your traffic and weather report sponsored by Karen Kelly of iText.com. It's time for your Monday morning meditation. And coming up in 3 minutes as I read to you, actually 2 minutes, March. I'm reading from Inspirational Conversations with Shalom with Israel, aka Zelda Speaks. And it says here, as we celebrate the month of March, let us be reminded to celebrate Women's HERStory Month. Why? Women in America have progressed and sometimes regressed. That's why it's crucial that we celebrate and even meditate our accomplishments. This month, let's focus on loving and praising ourselves. Ladies, we are way too hard on ourselves. No one is as hard on us as we are. Yeah, we come a long way, baby, but sometimes we need to step back and remind ourselves we are not men. And we cannot and should not try to do all the things that men do. Let a man be a man. Sometimes it should be enough just to be a lady and to be okay with that. Happy Women's HERStory Month. That's from me to you. Inspirational Conversations, 365 Days of Empowerment with Shalom with Israel, aka Zelda Speaks, available at higherlearningnetwork.org. And if you want it signed, let us know and we'll ship it to you. And remember, all donations are tax deductible. Yep, that is a donation in which you will be given a book for the fundraiser to help the homeless get generators and electric blankets. And it might be nice outside today, but it's going to be nice. It's not always nice if you're living on the street. So just want to share that with you. Okay, so now it's time to take a deep breath as we prepare for our Monday morning mindfulness meditation. And you know what that means? You need to be sitting up straight in your chair, feet flat on the floor, nothing in your hands, nothing in your lap, feet sitting up straight, and just close your eyes and take a long, deep breath through your nose and exhale. And you can do that right now after you close your eyes. Close your eyes. I see you looking at me. Close your eyes. Okay. Don't make me come over there. All right now. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Once more. Inhale deeply. Are you beginning to feel the tension melt in your body? Let's do it again. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Now, what we're going to do is take these hands and take a long, deep stretch. And raise those hands above your head. Yes, and bring them back down. Oh, and just stretch that body and just turn that body. Oh, yes, that feels good. And you're going to rotate those shoulders a couple of times backwards and then a couple of times forward. Oh, does that feel good? Oh, yeah. Get that body moving. Now close your eyes. Be looking at me, looking at the inside of your eyelids as we meditate this morning, as we inhale deeply to the count of 5. Inhale. Hold it. And exhale. Oh, that feels so good. Let's do that again. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Oh, yes, that feels good. Inhale deeply. And exhale. As you close your eyes, be reminded you are shutting out all external communication. Breathing is the activation of a silent worship between you and your creator. No matter what you choose to call he, she, it, you simply inhale deeply and exhale. Once more, inhale deeply and exhale. This time, as you inhale, take your hands, inhale deeply. Bring your hands above your head and sending love, light, and energy down through the forehead and the face as you continue to inhale and exhale. Sending that energy down through the face, through the shoulders, as you begin to rub the back of the shoulders where all the tension is, where it gets stuck. And right now we're inhaling and exhaling and releasing that energy and that tension as we inhale deeply. And as we exhale once more, inhale deeply. Oh, feeling the tension being released from the back. Oh, yes, that feels good. Inhale deeply. Take these fingers and rub the back of the neck where that vagus nerve is. Just massage it. Just massage it. Oh, yes, you're sending love and light and energy throughout the spine. That vagus nerve loves you right about now because it's always working on your behalf, even when you aren't even thinking about it. As we inhale deeply, bringing that energy on down through the solar plexus, the shoulders, the arms, the fingertips, the wrists, all of that, sending love and light and energy down through the chest, the sides, and the back, and the hips as we inhale deeply. Sending more love, light, and energy down through the thighs and the buttocks and the knees and the legs. Feel free to rub on any part of the body that is sending you a message that it needs attention. We like to refer to it as body messages and not pain, as Dr. C.J. Mimi would say. As we inhale deeply, sending more love, light, and energy down through the legs, the ankles, and the arches and the toes. Yes, wiggle those toes. They're smiling at you. Yes, the toes will bring about a smile. Yes, I can see you smiling, sending that energy of love and light and energy back up through the ankles and the arches and the heels and the legs and the knees. Yes, I'm rubbing my knees. Oh, that feels so good. Sometimes you got to give the body what it needs. Just talk to it. Let it know that you're aware of its presence, especially the organs on the inside. As we inhale deeply, bringing love and light and energy back up through the thighs and the buttocks and the back. As we inhale deeply and exhale. Bringing that energy back up through the back, through the shoulders, through the arms, through the elbows and the hands. As we inhale once more, take one long, deep inhale. Bringing that energy back up through the neck and the face and to the top of the head. And all is well in our world. As we inhale deeply and exhale. And just for a moment, keep your eyes closed with a great big smile on your face, sending spurts of love and light and energy to the brain. Smiling at the brain, as Dr. Villani Valentine would say. Smile at your eyes and your ears and your teeth and your nose and your chin and your chest and your shoulders. Ooh, that feels good. Yes, smile. I can see the smile on your face. Even though I know your eyes are closed and you're not looking at me like I'm not looking at you. As we inhale deeply. Sending more love and light to the brain. Sending love and light to the throat, because someone somewhere cannot breathe on their own. And look at you breathing all on your own. Inhale deeply. Sending more love, light, and energy, and a great big smile to the heart, to the heart, to the heart. As you inhale and exhale, and the heart is loving you as you send it love and joy, because the heart works without your even trying. It's simply because you inhale deeply and exhale, sending more love and light down to the liver and the lungs, and smiling, giving a great big smile as it smiles back at you, to the spleen and to the spine and to all of the organs that we know about, and to the millions and trillions of cells and ligaments and joints that we forget that we even have, but we are so grateful that we are sending them a great big smile to let them know we appreciate them. As we inhale deeply, we give thanks for all the systems that run throughout the body effortlessly, 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 and we know nothing about it. But today, we are conscious of the systems in the body, beginning with the assimilation system when we eat and drink, the digestive system when it does what it does in the stomach and the other organs, and the elimination system. Somebody might be constipated, that's why you need Nopalina. And if you do, we give thanks for all of the challenges that we are having in our body, because the body is always sending us messages that we have work to do. And the first thing that we do is acknowledge that message that the body gives us, and then send it some love with a great big old smile. And you said, heart, liver, lungs, spleen, splines, pancreas, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, because you make me who I am. And I give thanks. As we inhale deeply, take one more long, deep inhale deeply. And as we exhale, bring the head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head to the left, because you're sitting up straight. Slow down. You're moving too fast. Slow down. You should just be getting to the back. And slowly rotating that head to the right. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Back, front, and center. Head up. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, bring the head back down, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head to the right. Slowly, 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 and slowly bringing it around to the left. Slow down, moving too fast. Slowly, slowly, and bringing it back around to the front. Head up, inhale deeply, and look to your left as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the back of the neck, side of the neck, I'm sorry. Inhale deeply. And turning the head to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling the stretch in the left side of the neck. And bringing the head back center. Inhale deeply, eyes still closed. And exhale. Now, how does that feel? Feels good. Body feels refreshed. Body feels energized. Deep breathing expands the lungs and it triggers the brain. That's why you just did that little exercise, because you, unbeknownst to you, just activated the happiness gene. Yes, I can see your smile. I can see why you're smiling now, because you activated the happiness gene. You can't help but to be happy. And that's who you are, a happy, happy, happy person. You just don't know it. So you have to activate it sometimes by breathing. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life, that's going on out there. What's important is what's going on in here. When you are stressed out and someone comes all up in your Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor, you simply inhale deeply. And exhale. And when you do that, I promise you, they will look at you like you have lost your mind. And that's okay because it works for you. And if it works for you, it'll work for someone else. So be sure and share that with your sister. And my sisters of the microphone are joining me today here on the Female Solution. And you can join as well. All you have to do is call in 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. And you can join the conversation. Tune in tomorrow, Tuesday, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan of Susan Essentials. That's cell, C-E-L-L, not your cell phone, self-cell care, the cells in our bodies. So be sure and, she has awesome shows. She's a newest addition to the Female Solution team, and she brings it raw and ready. Wednesday, Naima Latif and Kareem Hamid, Repairing Family Relationships. And Thursday, it's the Women's Roundtable. And we hope that you will be joining us there as well. And on Friday, it's Health and Wellness with Viata. If you did not see Friday show, you got to go see it. That's all I'm saying. Saturday, we have rotating hosts. The first Saturday is Nonviolent Communication with Jana. Jana is our foreign correspondent. She's over in London, England. And our second Saturday is the Black Taboo with Love, Joy, and Powers. Third Saturday is Travel with Deborah. She was on this past Saturday. And fourth Saturday is Wisdom with Mama D. And on Sunday, last night, oh my goodness, Soul Purpose Healing with Viata. She talked about Lady Day. If you have not seen this, please, please, please. I have not seen Lee Daniels' version of Billie Holiday, but I've seen all the other Billie Holiday stories. And they all focus on her drug addiction. Look, this is life. We all got some kind of addiction, so let us not point the finger. And we realize that the reason why the authorities, the governor, mayor, police, everybody was against her because she was a civil rights activist that we didn't know anything about. In her song, the one that was made famous, Strange Fruit, talked about the hanging of people of color. And not very many times, but a few times she refused to sing that song that made her popular because this is an excerpt that I heard from the movie, is that when one of the constituents of the club where she was at asked her to sing that song about the people hanging from the tree. Yeah, sing that sexy song about people hanging from the tree. What's sexy about lynching black people? Well, these people were unaware. See the movie. How about that? She refused. And then she had to sing the song another time because it was so popular. And they told her if she sang it, she would go to jail. And that's exactly what happened. She's on stage about to sing the song. And as she begins, it's like, what, 50 cops go on the stage to arrest her? Please, 50 cops for one woman? Okay. All right. This is the kind of turmoil that she was in. 50 years later, she made a difference in the life of Lee Daniels. 50 years later, and he doesn't even know her, but he knows of her. And that's what's important. And that's why we're doing this show today, to showcase women like you who are doing something in the community. And we're going to bring you in. I see I've got my sister of the community, Mary Shelton, is with us, and we'll be bringing her, and Patricia Tyson, and we'll be bringing them into the fold right after this commercial break. Stay close.
We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our World Peace movement. Can we culture world peace restoration of life, transcend culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society? HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I'm Director Kim of HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com. This is Minister Cynthia Marie Williamson, spiritual counselor and advisor. I invite you to a private reading in the areas of business, health, finances, relationships. My introductory cost of $20. Please call because there is a higher power that can help me help you. 312-802-4743. Peace and blessings to you all. Call me, 312-802-4743. You are tuned in to the Soulful Chicago Book Fair 2020 Vision for Women campaign. That's right. You can support the vision of reviving Black literary excellence in the city by simply taking your $20 or more and donating it on our website. Visit www.soulfulchicagobookfair.com and click the donate tab on our homepage. Or give us a call at 646-359-6605, and we welcome you, helping us bring literary life into the South Side of Chicago.
I'm every woman. It's all that me. Anything you want done, baby. We do it naturally. Yes, we do. Because I am celebrating Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. No, I do not own the rights to that music, but we are celebrating Shaka Khan and every woman on the podium today. Oh, oh, oh. All right, all right, all right. Y'all know I get excited when I hear Shaka Khan. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm in my element now. I'm in my element. Slow down, Zella. Be quiet, girl. Let other folks talk. Okay, okay. All right. I'm welcome to the show by my sister down in, is it North Carolina?
Yes.
Yes. North Carolina, Mary Shelton, author of, what's the name of the book, Mary? Let's see it, girl. Show it. Come on, bring it, put it in there. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it over, bring it over, bring it over. Yeah, bring it up. There you go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, there you go. What's the name of the book? Silence Isn't Golden. Yes, sister, my sister of the book, of the microphone, of the book. And you're going to tell us a little bit about that as we welcome our other sister, Marcy Cody, RN. That means registered nurse. I'm pretty sure it does. Hi, Marcy. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Can you hear?
Good morning. Yes. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here this morning. And last but never least, executive producer of The Female Solution, that would be Naima Latif. Yes, my sister.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. I just love all these smiles in the morning while Shaka's playing in the background. Nope, we do not own the rights to this music, but we are playing it. Yes, we are. Keep it going, Shaka. Keep it going, Shaka. Keep it going. Well, and let me go to the phone line. I've opened up the mics. 773-220. 3822. Oh, somebody needs to answer their phone. 3220. I do believe that is Patricia. Is that you, Patricia?
That's me. I'm here.
There she is. Yes, loud and clear. That's Patricia Tyson.
Hi. Good morning.
Grand Rising. Thank you so much for joining us. And area code 336350. Who might that be? 336350. Hi. Hi, who's this?
This is Mama AC.
Mama AZ! Yes! Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
I am so grateful to be able to chime in. And may I speak? May I share something, sister?
Absolutely, sister. That's why you're on this call. Yes, ma'am. Please do.
I really appreciate it. You know, I just give thanks for Female Solutions, and I especially give thanks to Minister Williams and just her being on the show years ago on the show Female Solutions.
Oh, Cynthia Williams, you mean?
Yes, and I won't ever forget her and having me to come out of the closet. You know, you don't hear from me a lot, but today is a special day. It's March 1st, family, and that's the beginning of Women's HERStory month. And I'm going through a lot of healing. And the reason that I give thanks to Minister Williams is because she's a off-the-chain, brilliant, open metaphysician. And it was her fault that I came out of the closet and was purged enough to speak certain things that I today get ridiculed for, but it's okay. And she just, Mr. Williams gave me the courage many years ago, it seems like, on the Female Solution with her higher knowledge. And she comes in a body of meditation because all my years I have been together with Caucasian people who were on that level. I never had a relationship with people who looked like me. Not that I didn't want to, it just turned out to be that way until now. And Mr. Williams had a lot to do with me coming out of the closet. And I don't mean gay people, but if it was, so what? That's my business.
Amen.
The things that she talked about openly about the lessons that she learned by not wanting to be here. She wanted to go back to the other side. And this is another show about that subject. But I just wanted to give thanks to Minister Williams today.
Minister Cynthia Marie Williams is.
Who I am.
Thank you so much, Mother.
I also want to just say one other thing, Sister Brother. Let your heart, family, be open enough. I want to dedicate this show to my children, my daughters, my granddaughters, my great-granddaughter. You see, open your heart, mind, and spirit on this day to forgive your parents, especially your mom, because they're women. And at the time of them bringing us up, they only did the best that they could.
That's all they could do.
That they had at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
So give thanks and forgiveness, family.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you. And you're calling from Arizona, right?
I am. I'm calling from Fort Naco, one of the homes of the Buffalo Soldiers. And it's very interesting times here. And this is my opportunity because of this particular show, your show, to move forward with some major healing.
Thank you so much for sharing that. You know, I'm so glad you said that, because back in the day when I was a little girl coming up, women naturally, what's the word I'm looking for, Naima? We naturally loved each other. And I'm not talking about in a physical way. Well, physical too. I'm more spiritually. It's like, you know, we came together in groups, and we shared our triumphs and our tragedies and our joy. We just shared everything, and we hugged each other, and we didn't condemn each other like it's being happening in this society now. We're at another level, and I am not understanding, and I don't want to understand it. That's why I'm bringing my sisters together so we can talk about some of those things, but more importantly, to celebrate who you are this moment, right here, right now. And I think it's imperative that we do that. Patricia Tyson, thank you so much for joining us on the call this morning.
Good morning.
My sister, you're calling from where now? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Merrillville, Indiana, just south of Chicago. About a half an hour, 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And
South of Chicago.
Patricia has been on the show before. Patricia is a hospice nurse, and she's also an entrepreneur. Whereas she has a company called, what's it called? Mom's Pound Cakes LLC.
Mom's Pound Cakes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Under construction, so I closed doors for a little while until I build my kitchen.
She's closed doors until she builds her kitchen. Now she done made enough money to build a kitchen. That ought to tell you something. So, sister girl, keep baking them cakes, okay? Keep baking them cakes. Don't send none my way, but just keep baking them cakes. I have a hard enough time at the gym as it is. I was like, okay.
Adding a keto-friendly and vegan option, and also gluten-free.
Not see, now you're talking. Vegan and gluten free. Yeah, now we can talk. So now, when I'm laying on my sides,
Keto-friendly.
who friendly? Keto friendly?
Yeah.
Keto friendly. Wow, that's powerful. Everything that a regular cake that grandma used to make down home with all the butter and sugar, and it made my feet hurt. Not that kind of cake, but it's still good. I've tasted cakes, y'all. They're good. That's all I can say. When I'm
all of the taste and none of the harmful stuff to make your blood sugar go up.
Thank you, because we don't need no high rising blood sugar. No, we don't need it. We don't need that. My sisters who are here, thank you so much, Patricia. Thank you all for being here today. We are celebrating women today, and I want to ask all of you the question. Pose this question to you: what makes your life worth celebrating? And anyone can feel free to answer. Why don't we start with Mary? What makes your life worth celebrating? As we celebrate Women's HERStory Month.
Well, I think that finally being able to write this book, Silence Isn't Golden, it was a challenge to write this book because I grew up with handicapped parents. Both of my parents were deaf and mute. And you know that story, Zelda, but a lot of people don't. And I wondered why, after all these years, because you really honored me by having me on your TV station when my mother was living, and she lived to be 102 years old. And I took care of both my parents, for 20 years. And Zelda honored me by, inviting me, and we were separated, Zelda and I, for many years. For her to invite me is truly a blessing. And then I wrote this story a few years ago, 3 years ago, I guess. And I was really honored to be able to write this book and to be able to get it published and to put it on Amazon. But then I thought about it last night. This is a story about her story. And I thought about my mother. She had really more of a challenge than I did because of the fact that she was born deaf and mute. And she had a lot of horrible things that happened to her. But the story is my story. The Silence Isn't Golden is my story. But when I thought about when Zelda reconnected with me all this time, I said, really, it motivates me now to maybe write her story. Yeah. So because of the fact that she had a way more difficult time than I did, and I had been focused on me all these years, about me and my story, and was I going to be able to tell my story and help all these hearing impaired people and find my brother who was stolen at birth and to do all this stuff. But when Zelda reconnected with me, I said, maybe I need to write her story because
Yeah.
her story was 100 times worse than mine.
The things you told me about her, I was like, whoa. And she lived to be almost 100. Wow. And you
Yeah,
let her get away
yeah,
without writing her story. Well, she may be gone in the physical, but she's here in
right,
spirit. And
right,
she's telling you, yes, you need to write her story.
right,
So
right.
thank you for acknowledging that
Yeah,
and knowing that the work that you do is important, because there's somebody somewhere who's saying, my life is not that important. All the hell I done went through. Don't nobody want to hear that. Yes, we need to hear it.
that's true.
Because when you
And
tell
all,
your story, you're
yes,
telling
and
somebody else's
also
story.
because I do sign language, you do probably have a deaf people that want to hear music,
Yes,
and
yes.
I'd be happy to interpret for your people.
Wow.
So
Please continue doing all through the show if you like.
well,
Yeah.
maybe not now, but I'd be happy to do that for you because you helping me
Mm,
tell my story
we
and
help
to
each other.
to get my book, out now. So for you to think about me, it's been a blessing for me,
Mm,
and
that's
I thank
mm,
you for that. Thank
mm.
Thank you so much
Is that
for
correct?
thinking about me.
Is that
And it means a lot to me. And I love you for that. You did a lot for me when I met you,
mm,
with me and Cornelia.
and let us remember Cornelia Davis, was
Yeah,
it? Cornelia? Was that her last name?
McDonald.
McDonald, Cornelia McDonald. How to forget
Yes,
that? Our cameraman's
yes,
last name.
yes.
Cornelia McDonald is no longer with us. Cornelia
Correct.
McDonald. No, no. You
I
introduced me to her.
I brought her to your
Yes,
station in Chicago. Yes.
yes. They came to Chicago. They flew from North Carolina to Chicago to do a
Right.
show. Cornelia McDonald was a nurse. Was she a trauma nurse or some kind of like?
Right. Exactly.
And quit her job after all those years. Wrote a book, and then she made her transition. Phenomenal sister. So kudos to our sisters who are no longer here. Cornelia McDonald is one of those. And thank you, my sister, for
Yeah.
bringing Mary Shelton to the fold and all the others that you bring to the fold.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank us, as I have been instructed to say, thank us meaning universal spirit, the ancestors. Yes.
Right.
And the ancestors are watching over us this morning as we listen to the sweet sounds of Marcy Cody, who I met, who's also another KNTV Chicago Access Network producer, who's on a mission to help us remain healthy. So tell us all about your story, Marcy, while I close this
Oh,
window so I can see, get better light. Go ahead.
thank you so much. We do go way back, and I was thinking about that. Back at CAN TV, um, you were my first. I believe you were my first host for my television program, and I don't even remember when that was, but I know it was back in early 2000s, I believe.
Yeah, it's been.
Um, right. So yes, Black history, female history, her story is just powerful because as this world is evolving, we see that women have really been the forefront of a lot of things, but we don't get the recognition always. So
Mm-mm.
thank you so much for acknowledging us. And I was listening to that breathing exercise that you were doing earlier, and it just made me think about how important things that we do, and that's what my book is about, 90 Ways to Age Vibrantly.
Ooh,
Things that we do, yeah,
did
things
nine
that
zero 90?
90,
Wow.
90 Ways to Age Vibrantly, a baby boomer's devotional journal. So it's physical, mental, spiritual, financial, and happiness, because it's a holistic approach. So breath is so important. And we really don't, you might, because I heard all of your instructions during the breathing, you probably do understand how important that breath is. But a lot of us, we just breathe like, naturally. It's like automatic. We don't even think about it. We just breathe. But if you can take the time to deep breathe and let every molecule in your body enjoy the breath, because that is what is needed for this life to go on. And I could talk about nitric oxide, which I want everybody to look up, but that is a molecule in our body that helps regenerate everything. So
What's it called?
nitric oxide. It's
NIT.
NIT, N like Nancy, ITRIC, nitric.
Nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide. So yeah, it's like the miracle molecule, and they're finding that out, that our immune system is so elaborate that we don't even realize all the different moving parts, and they're just finding out all the parts. But if we have a healthy, strong immune system, nothing can penetrate it. Nothing. Because our body was designed to heal itself. That's why your mom was able to live to over 100. The Bible says we're to live 120 years, because we're designed to regenerate itself if you give it the proper raw materials, right? And oxygen, super important. So, I actually wrote a paper on 52 ways to boost your immunity also. And it's free. Yes, at marcycodyrn.com. Just click on free gift somewhere, and on there you'll see a link, and I'll send you the PDF on how to boost your immunity, because that's basically the whole gist of everything to do with health, is having a strong, healthy immune system. And of course, oxygen is number one. Yeah, because you can live a whole month without eating, and you could probably live maybe 3 days without drinking. But try to stop breathing and see how long that is. Maybe 6 minutes, So yeah, the breath is the most important part. And when we were born, that's the first thing they want to make sure we're breathing, right? They slap us on our back. I don't think they're slapping them anymore, but yeah, it's like, get that breath out, girl.
Yeah,
So,
it's like, can't you but massage their chest or massage their back or something? Why you gotta? That's a male thing of doulas. What do they call them? Naima, not Naima. Viata is a doula. Is that the word for it, Naima?
Yeah, it's a doula, which, helping someone through childbirth. And I made sure my child was not slapped into life, so the doctor massaged her into breathing. You can imagine, first thing, you're coming into this world and you get slapped. So, I consciously did not have her start life that way, because that does set a precedence for everything else.
Yes, it does.
Yes, but we learn better. As we learn better, we do better. So.
Right. So, for those who are just joining us here on the Female Solution, we welcome to the screen our sister of the microphone, and that would be your holistic life coach, Viata. Thank you for joining us this morning, my sister. All the way from Florida, in which we will see you on Thursday.
Yes, Grand Rising. It's another beautiful day in Florida, sunny Florida.
We're going to be soaking it up with you, girl. Just give us a few days. We'll be there.
Yay.
So tell us what makes your life so special. What's your story? What makes your life so special? What are you giving? We know what you're doing, but the world may not know. So enlighten us, my sister.
Well, I think one of the things I'm excited about being a part of the Female Solution, it really helps me keep growing and learning, because these women, you women that I work with every week, are so amazing and so inspiring that I have to keep learning and growing. So I stay on YouTube learning. I'm on YouTube University all the time. I share it on my shows on Sunday night and Friday morning. And so that's what keeps me excited and growing. And then I'm very active in my grandchildren's life. I feel that's one of my most important roles is being a grandmother. These two, and they're because their parents are unconscious in many ways. They're so involved in their careers that they are not as conscious about what their children really need to be healthy and mindful. And so, grandma, every time I'm with my grandchildren, I do yoga with them. There's a YouTube show called Cosmic Yoga for Kids, and I make sure Daddy turns that on when Grandma's there in the morning, and we do yoga together. And so I look forward to training and sharing with these two beautiful souls in my life. They're 4 and 6 year old, and they just really are exciting to be around because what comes out of the mouth of babes, as you probably know, ladies, is like sometimes, whoa, what did you just say? So
Yeah.
that's what really excites me. And then just keeping my own body healthy has been amazing. All the things I'm learning from not just you, Zelda, and Naima does her 5:55 in the morning, which is such a spiritual lesson for all of us to maintain our mind, body, spirit. We have all these women helping us do that. And then our guests are just the guests that come on are just amazing. So I'm saying I feel like I'm healthier now. I'll be 66 next week. I feel like I'm healthier now than I've ever been in my life. I'm more flexible. I can do yoga for an hour, and I can, walk for 30 minutes, and all the things I'm doing now at this age are just confirming that I am on track with my purpose in this life. My dharma, what they call dharma in yoga, is knowing your purpose. Why are you here? And
Mhm.
I'm much more clearer about that now. And so that's why it's exciting to be alive during this pandemic, because the truth that I'm walking in is not going to be shaken at this point.
Mhm.
I'm just
Mhm.
going to keep growing and expanding and learning more about this amazing universe that we're in. So these are really exciting times. As challenging as they are, I think we were all made for we were here for such a time as this, to shine our light as seniors and to be prepared every day to meet whatever challenges come our way. So we never know. So I'm just grateful to be a part of this family and to continue to help all of us grow in our health and mind and body. So thank you for inviting me, Zelda.
And thank us for being here
And Doug.
to be available to show the next generation of women who will be sharing their stories, because it's important that we continue to learn and grow and to shut out all that stuff that has nothing to do with us and focus on that inner spirit, that voice that speaks to you in the quiet. And that's the only time you can hear it, because it's not competing for you, for your attention. It's not competing, and it doesn't have to, because it's inside you. But when you get quiet long enough, you'll hear it. So we are celebrating women today on Monday Morning Mindfulness on
And
blogtalkradio.com.
something that surprised me over my last shows that I've done about, especially last night when I did a show on Billie Holiday,
Oh yeah,
and
we
then
want to talk
other
about
women.
that. We want to talk about that. But hold on, let's take this commercial break, because we want to talk about that extensively, because you made some very important facts that I didn't think about. Billie Holiday was an activist. She was way beyond a singer, and they don't show that. So we're going to talk about that. So
Yeah,
you stay close. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna get some
I
tea.
am Dr. CJ of Women's Health, where we combine orthopedic and neuroscience to treat the whole person. Health tip for the day is keep it moving. Doesn't matter how, just keep it moving, doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep its bones, joints, and muscles happy. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movement. Thanks for being part of the Higher Learning Network, the Female Solution. Everything you need, that your body needs, is found in nature. So Susan Essentials doesn't do it any other way. Susan Essentials provides your employees and individuals access to over 20,000 nutritional products, and they are shipped direct to your door. Because Susan Essentials is certified in plant-based healing, we're committed to offer you the best nutritional supplements on the planet. They're non-GMO and sustainably produced, and we take the guesswork out for you. Let Susan Essentials help you take control of your health today. Do you worry about finances, family, health, job, relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. We only feel this way because we haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down to earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. Take advantage of the deal of the day. Go to wellnesspeaks.com or call 212-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's wellnesspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit wellnesspeaks.com. We all say we would like to be wealthy. But wealth isn't determined by how much money you have. Wealth is determined by your power to define what money is. The dictionary defines money as something used as a way to pay for goods and services and to pay people for their work. So how would you like to have access to an unlimited source of money? Money that is not taxed by the government. Money that increases as you share the opportunity with others. Money that you can use to pay for goods and services and pay people for their work. I'm talking about Bitcoin. It's the future of independent wealth building. Bitcoin is the new money that you control. Get started building your wealth. Call 312-849-3456. That's 312-849-3456.
We're back with Shaka Khan. No, I do not own the rights to this music, but I do own the rights to my story and the story of my sisters of the Female Solution. Welcome back, my sisters of the microphone. Don't you feel that energy from Shaka? Anything you want done, baby? I know, keep my day job. My husband's sitting up here looking at me, laughing, just grinning. Like, girl, you know you can't sing. Why you doing that to the people? Hey, but I got the energy.
Okay, we love your voice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's get back to the subject at hand, celebrating her story. Her story. Billie Holiday in specific. If you did not see the show last night, you owe yourself a favor. You must go on and see it on blogtalkradio.com, The Female Solution, and you can watch it on facebook.com, Soul Purpose Healing. Viata talked about Lady Day. And Lady Day was so much more than a drug addict that they showed you. The government didn't want you to see that she was a social activist. When the white man told her, oh yeah, sing that sexy song with the people hanging in the trees, she was like, really? Is that what you think of us? Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you finish the story, Viata, because that's a powerful story.
Well, there's a scene if you haven't seen the new movie about the government's role in pressuring her not to sing that song by Lee Daniels. It's on Hulu, And there's a scene in there where she's on this tour bus and they stop and she walks and she gets off the bus and walks through the woods or this field of plants, and she comes upon a family in grief because their husband or some man is hanging from a tree. And that supposedly is one of the reasons that song was so important to sing. The Strange Fruit was so important to sing in her career. But she got so much resistance from not only her managers and the Federal Bureau of Narcotics or something, that it really stressed her and put her in jail. But she had a passion to sing that song after seeing that lynching. So that was one of the driving forces for her. But her childhood history and her trauma in life was what drove her to accept all the drugs that were presented to her, not by the men in her life as well as others. So her story is so important to just, I think, understand the women, like even Ma Rainey. If you saw the recent Ma Rainey movie, how she had a pretty tough, rough life too.
Yeah.
And what surprised me is that a lot of these women had bisexual relationships.
Mhm.
They had these relationships with men that were abusive, and then they were having relationships with women. It seems like to balance the abuse and get into a more, I don't know, more caring, compassionate relationship. But I think that what that showed me is we shouldn't be so surprised at lesbian relationships and outside of traditional relationships, because it has been going on for so long that, and I wasn't aware of it until now, really, that it was so prevalent, and that it's something common when the men are not healing their childhood pains and they're continuing to abuse women, and women are turning from that male strong testosterone. And I did that show Friday saying how the testosterone levels are dropping in men, the sperm levels are dropping in men. Why is that happening? Other than we have bought into the matrix and the system influence of not letting us be the sovereign, melanin strong woman that we are, and showing for and helping our men as well. And the men have fallen short as well. We've gotten so caught up in the system, and then back to Billie Holiday, she got so caught up in the drugs to heal her pain. So that's why I'm so passionate on Fridays and any other time about healing your pain, healing your mind, body, spirit, so that we can all function as a healthy community. Our Black community is so unhealthy right now, and then we've got people lining up to get an unhealthy injection. So I think it was so important that Lee Daniels brought this movie out at this time, and as he said, it healed his own addiction. Just working on this story of a woman who had this serious addiction that led to her death at 44. Lee Daniels was so impacted by that my hope and prayer is that other men will be just as impacted or influenced by her story, that they will also heal their addictions and come to create, this really artful work that he created in showing her story.
Right.
And fascinating story she had. And I want to make a point that as much as we see about Billie Holiday in the movie, and I love Billie Holiday, I am not saying that she is not worthy. I love, love, love what she did, who she was, how she represented women and their stories. But if it had not been for Ma Rainey, Billie Holiday would not possibly be who she is today, because Ma Rainey, Billie Holiday is on the steps, the back of Ma Rainey. And I think it was because, and I may be wrong, but Ma Rainey looked a certain way, of a darker hue, beautiful Black woman who didn't take no shit off of nobody, police, white people, nobody. And Mary did not have the what do they say? The collection. I'm sorry, Billy didn't have the connection to the complexion. How do they say that?
The connection to the complexion.
You know what I mean? Yeah. She was not a light-skinned sister, so she did not fit the norm of what they thought beauty was. So
Who, Ma Rainey? You mean Ma
yeah,
Rainey?
right, Ma
Yeah.
Rainey. Ma Rainey was a beautiful chocolate woman who just didn't. She knew who she was. She knew her story, and she shared it, and she didn't care who thought what. And had it not been for Mom Rainey, I just want to give kudos to Mom Rainey. We would never even know Billie Holiday existed. So
Well,
I
not
said,
only Ma Rainey, but Bessie Smith. I mean,
yes,
there's so many women who were trailblazers
yes.
to bring out these beautiful Black women and their art and music and all that. Their personal lives were just beginning, at least me, beginning to really understand and see what they were doing in their personal lives.
Because the personal life always spill over to the business. And it is the business of women that we are attending here today. Let's go to the phone line. We've got some calls. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak as we open up the microphone. 217-357. You are live on the Female Solution Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us. Tell us who you are and what makes you who you are and what's your story. Can you share that with us, please? Unmute yourself, 217-357. I do believe that is Susan.
It is, and I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, loud and clear. Welcome to the podium. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning, Susan. Where are you calling from, my dear?
Good morning, good morning. I'm calling from the Mississippi River, where Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa all come together. I'm in a little town called Nauvoo, little historic town. And how is everyone this morning? You all sound so beautiful. And I'm so grateful for the breathing this morning and the centering and the focusing and really enjoying my relationship with my body. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank us. Yes. Now.
Yes, thank us. And before you say that, I do want to acknowledge that because I wrote that down. Because what I hear is thank we, and that's of course from our Kwame Sun horse. So when you said thank us, I made sure to write that one down on my notes.
Yes.
Thank us.
Well, I got thank us from Baba Kwame Sun horse as well, because I'd never heard the term thank us. I'd never heard us being universal spirit, the ancestors that come before us. Yes, that's Susan from Nauvoo, Illinois. Yeah, you know her. You met her. That's my husband, Tony, asked me, do I know her? Yes, you met her. That's the lady's house I went to and got that. That's Tony. Yeah, that's where I got the stones from, this bracelet.
Okay, I remember her, yeah.
Beautiful jewelry. Can you see that stones? And very, very inexpensive. So, I'm sorry. Can you see them? Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
She is beautiful, beautiful. And not only is she a entrepreneur, businesswoman, business owner, but she has several projects going on. And one of the projects is the store. Tell us a little bit about the store, Susan, as well as the Granny Project. Now, that's something I hadn't heard of, so please tell us about that.
Sure, thank you. Okay, I'm going to start with the big picture, and then I'll come down to the little picture, because the little picture is the store.
Okay.
The big picture is the grandmothers. So you had someone on a few minutes ago, and I loved what she was saying. And I'm sorry I didn't get her name, but what she was talking about, the role she plays in her grandchildren's lives.
That's Viata.
Parents are working. And that's exactly what's happening. So we have an organization, and it's an interesting kind of an organization. It's called Grandmothers Circle the Earth. And I want to invite all of your grandmothers to feel that they are so welcome. We're on Facebook. And the Grandmothers Circle the Earth, we started in 2009. And we started right here in our little town. I found out that we had a lot of women with depression. So I had my little shop building where you were. And in 2009, we began a group of women. And we would come together. From there, it began to expand. And we went to Hawaii, and we gathered a group of women there. We started in New Mexico, then we went to Hawaii. We went to New Zealand. We went to Hungary and the Netherlands. We went to Poland, England, Scotland. We went all over.
Wow.
Another one of our grandmothers opened up Beijing and opened up Ayers Rock in Australia. And we just kept going on and on and on because the world is full of grandmothers. And
Yes.
a lot of us now are not ready to get old. You know, we figured we would because we watched our mothers and our grandmothers, but I'm 72. I don't have
Ooh,
time to get old yet.
I know that's right.
We have work to do.
I know that's right.
That's what we do.
I love that, the fact that you don't have time to get old.
No, we do not. We do not. We have too many things. And it's because we have so many grandchildren. Because as we know, once you're a grandmother, you're everybody's grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
whether they like it or not. And
Yes.
that includes the men and all the boys and all the girls, no matter what age they are. And it also includes the water, the trees. It includes the air. It includes everything because that's what grandmothers do. You know, we're the ones that sweep the forest floor. That's our job. We're out there. So that's the second part of what we're doing. So we have our big grandmothers organization. We've been going around the world and gathering grandmothers together. And now we have a little tiny nonprofit. And we call it the Riverside and Peace with Justice Project. And that's the Riverside, and it's the oldest name that I've ever found for the Mississippi River. And there was a time when our whole landmass was one island, and it was called Turtle Island. And it had one main artery of all the different vessels and veins, and there was one main artery that came up the middle of it, and it was the Mississippi River. So we at that time was known as the Riverside, and that river now is the main thoroughfare for the whole world. And that's why when I went to the UN one year, I took some kids from, I go to Chicago, they weren't kids, sorry guys, they're like in their 20s. I took them to the United Nations, to the Indigenous Forum, because we have evidence here, ancient evidence of Africans with spears and shields being here on the Mississippi River. So we know that we've come from all over. This is the main highway of the turtle. So what we've done with our little project, the Riverside, is we have created, and we're in the process now of creating an opportunity for grandmothers everywhere in the world to stand up for the rescue of our children who are being sold into trafficking.
Yes.
Stolen, sold, whatever we want to call that. Children that are being pressed into military service, children that are being used in labor, in horrible places where they work without anything in air and no sunshine, children that are being sex trafficked. We're done now. Grandmothers have had it. You know, we left the world in the care of people that weren't doing the best job, and so now it's time for us to come out and reclaim it, bring it back, clean it up, and get it straightened out. And to do that, we need to be trained. So that's what the Riverside and Peace with Justice Project is doing. We are creating a global training program where we are making videos. Our teacher is a woman by the name of Sylvia Ulani Matayoshi. She's Hawaiian and Chinese. She's worked in law enforcement. Her recommendations include a letter from the previous director of the CIA. She has worked at the White House. She's been a delegate to the United Nations for the Marshall Islands. I mean, this woman knows her role. She knows what she's doing. She's been all over South America training courts and law enforcement. And now we're creating these videos that we're going to send out free to different parts of the world, to the grandmothers who will use them to train each other on what trafficking is, what it looks like, what do you do when you find out or you suspect it, who do you call, and then the second half of that is keeping your eye on who you're calling, because you know what, they need to stand up and do their part. If they say they're going to go and rescue children, they need to do that, and when they get them out, they need to make sure that they get the services that they need. And too many times we're seeing grandchildren taken away from grandparents, taken away from parents. We can't do that anymore. Foster care is supposed to be about healing the family so the children can come home, not sending them outward from there. And we need to hold that to accountability. We need to make sure. And so the way to do that, we all know how to do that. Grandmothers know how to talk, right?
Can you give us some contact information on that, Susan?
I surely can. We have a website. Please jump on it. It's called, not, we don't have the in that. We have to make sure. So it's two words run together into one. River Sidon, SIDON.org.
Riverside.org.
.org. And then just register so that we know, and then somebody will contact you. We are so grassroots. I want everybody to know that. We are not all that, but we know people who are all that. So we are an Illinois nonprofit. We are a 501c3. We are working on our NGO with the United Nations because we have women in different organizations that are supporting us. But what we are is grandmothers.
Grandmothers, RIVERSIDON.org is the organization to stop this human children, excuse me, trafficking. Who would have thought in this year, 2021, that this would still be going on? You see on the news all the time where these big executives, this guy went over to 5 million people. That's ridiculous. What was this guy who started a nonprofit organization? He was convicted of being a child molester here, went over to Nairobi, Kenya, East Africa, and started a charity there for homeless children, and come to find out he was molesting the children. How horrible is that?
That's what I'm saying, Bill, that we've got to hold these people accountable. We can't do this anymore.
Right.
Every morning I get a message from a woman named Margaret Aluma. She's in Kenya. She has spring ministry. She's got a huge orphanage for these children. And this morning it said, being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent.
Wow.
We can never give up. These grandchildren need us.
Yes.
We need to find them. And I do a little ceremony, and I want you guys to think about this. You could do it yourselves every morning. I take a little glass of water. I take a few grains. I use Hawaiian salt because I'm Hawaiian and Native as well as Native American. And I put a little tiny bit of grain of salt in that water. That water changes, and it suddenly becomes the ocean. And it becomes the blood of Mother Earth, and it becomes the tears of the children. And then I drink my water. I bless it, I drink it, and I remind those children that the grandmothers are coming. We are coming to get them. Do not give up.
Oh, I love that. We are coming. We are there. So do not give up for the children everywhere. That is phenomenal. Naima, we were having a conversation about how our children today are being misled. They're being misled physically, mentally, morally, spiritually. What's the avenue for the female solution to bring that back into alignment, like Susan is doing down in Nauvoo, Illinois, with the Grandmothers Project?
Oh, yes. This is such a wonderful time to be alive, because this is the time of transformation. And we, the mothers and the grandmothers, we play a key role in transforming the world we live in. It's interesting that Mama AZ used the term coming out of the closet in revealing spiritual gifts that centuries ago women were actually burned at the stake for having, and called names, called witches. But this is the spirit that we have that connects us to the earth. And I love what your guest just said about the grandmothers. When you have that connection to universal spirit, and I'm so glad I understand that saying, thank us, universal spirit. That's who we are. That's who we're all connected to. That's who we're all a part of. And so when we have that intuitive spirit, then we create systems that heal and that reach out and help all life, because we understand that we are an expression of universal spirit. And it's funny also, our Tuesday host, Jody Susan, also used that term, coming out of the closet, and revealing spiritual gifts, because when you return to your natural self as a spirit, it's often attacked and misunderstood. But this is our task, to become the universal spirits that we are, to express the love energy that will heal the planet. And so, yes, the grandmothers are coming, and we're going to change all that has been misshapen in our world that causes pain and suffering.
Amen.
So I'm grateful.
Add something to that because I want to make sure to address one more thing, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is it okay now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So you had asked me about the store, and I wanted to add this to what you're saying about the universal spirit. What they're finding is that when these children are brought home, when they're rescued and they're bringing them out, what happens is they can't come home the way they were. They can't sit back in with their brothers and sisters because they're not the same. They can't go to school or to church and be the same little happy children that they were because they're not the same. And so their lifespan, they have found, is about 7 years after rescue. This must stop. So what we need to do, this is where the grandmothers come in. One of the things we want to do is we want to be on site when they're bringing these children out. Not because we're warriors, not because we're law enforcement, but because we're loved. We want to be there right away, and then we follow through with them while they go to get their questioning done. We're right there beside them. And then when they come home, that's why we have our store here, our little shop. They can go home to their parents, but they can still come to us. They know there's a safe place where people understand that they're different, understand that they're changed. A little girl, a little 13-year-old girl who's been through, I don't even want to tell you. She's making jewelry in our little shop and selling it as a vendor. She has something to look forward to. She's an entrepreneur. We have another little girl.
I met her.
With her student when she was 10. This little girl now is in a GED class. She was 2 years behind in school. She's caught up. She's going to walk for her graduation on the stage. I mean, there's so many things that we can do as grandmothers because we see that part that needs to be addressed that the rest of the world is not looking at. All we have to do is be who we are, which is love. And I wanted to throw that in, but I'd also like to add one more quick thing about the witch burning. Because as Native women, these are some of the teachings that we're looking at. When the women were burned, and it was millions of women all over the world, and it happened here in our country too. In that crowd, it wasn't just the burning that was sad. They did other things too to them. But in that crowd would be their dad, or their brother, or their husband, or their son, who would be watching this and knowing that that woman was not bad. She wasn't evil. She was a healer. She was a grandmother. She was love. She was all this. Those men, as they watched in their pain, as the women died, they transferred their medicine to those men to carry it in this world for them. But it's hard for the men because it wasn't their original instruction from Creator. So they've carried this medicine for us through the generations, but now they're tired. And it's time for us to stand up. The men give us the medicine back, and we carry it again in our strength to go out there and rescue that children, all the children. So that's what I needed was to show the circle. It's a huge circle. It's not only about one of us, it's about all of us. It's that universal love.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
are one circle. We are all children of one Creator. And we are loved, and we love each other. So that was my complete message. I hope it was okay.
Yes.
I give it to you with love and aloha te akua. I give it to you as my relative, Mitakiasi.
All right. Thank you so
I
very
have
much.
a question for her. Is she near? How far are you from Carroll, Illinois?
From what, Illinois?
Carroll, Cairo, or
Carroll.
Carroll.
Carroll, like in Egypt? I don't think I'm very far from there. We're 1 hour north of Quincy. Quincy is our biggest city. We're 1 hour upriver from Quincy. I don't know if you know that. We're about, I think, 2 hours from Des Moines, downriver. Something like that.
We drove down there. What did it take us? 2.5 hours or something like that? I forgot.
I think it's about 3, a little over 3. But y'all are welcome here anytime.
Yeah, we went down there for
and we'll show you all kinds of stuff.
what is that retreat called? Naima, the spiritual retreat. Nabu, yeah. What was the spiritual retreat called? I forgot.
The
Lodge. The Sweat Lodge. Yes.
yes, Sweat Lodge.
Yeah, we went to a sweat lodge last just this past summer. It was simply awesome. If you just tuned in, it's 8:31. We got to take a quick break. You're usually listening to Monday Morning Mindfulness with my brother of the microphone, Lionel Abdul Haq, of Community Cultivations. He usually joins us this morning. In case you're wondering where he is, he's not here today because we are celebrating Women's HERStory Month. And we have my sisters of the microphone and my sisters of the community. That would be Mary Shelton from North Carolina, Marcia Cody from some suburbs of Illinois. That's all I know. Naima Latif, executive producer. And also my sister Vieta, who's down in Florida. And we'll be going to see her celebrating the Women's HERStory Women of Wonder Awards. And Naima's going to tell us about that when we come back. So you stay close right here after this message.
About finances, family, health, job, relationships. Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No thanks, just down to earth.
I had a comment. She was like, yeah, so I'm an 18. You can make a comment after the break.
Okay. Who wanted to make a comment?
I'm an 18.
Oh, okay. The lines are lit up.
Yeah.
I need some of these other calls.
Yeah, 336-350.
It's already open.
It's already open, yes.
Mm-hmm. But I need to get some of these other calls right quick.
Stop learning today.
Wow, look who's here.
I'm Beata, your holistic life coach. These days, it's more important than ever to work on your physical and spiritual health. Are you consciously breathing deeply and stress-free? Do you have a plan or daily routine to maintain balance in your awesome body? Are you struggling to be disciplined in your eating habits? When you partner with me, I'll help you develop a personalized health plan that works for your particular lifestyle. You can find out more about me at yourholisticlifecoach.com, where you can also review my 3-step protocol to guide you to abundant health. That's yourholisticlifecoach.com, and I'm Beata. Oh man, I took the Monday sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it. Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark. Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
And we're back with my sisters of the microphone. Yes, we are. We are live on the Female Solution, and we are every woman. I'm every woman. It's all I. And I'm gonna keep my day job and keep my mouth quiet. All right now. All right, now, thank you very much. Welcome to the podium, my sisters of the microphone. And we have been joined by Jody Susan, nutritionist.
Good morning.
Building. Yes, Grand Rising, my sister. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Please tell us who you are while I run and get some water. And what makes you so special? What makes your story so special as we celebrate Women's HERStory Month?
Thank you, Zelda. Good morning, everybody.
Yes. Good morning. And right with you. Yes.
Everyone looks so beautiful this morning.
Oh, yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we
too.
are. We are.
Yeah, well, actually, there's two of you I don't know here on the call. So nice to meet you, Mary and Marcy.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic women.
As well.
Oh, well, look, I know this because I know the company that you keep.
Ah, hey, all right now.
So
Yes.
there. So my story, Jody Susan. I created my company, Susan Essentials, out of a personal health journey where I was over medicated on 17 different medications. I reversed all 19 chronic diseases using plants and energy. And, so my mission in the world is to support people in making informed choices about their well-being. Just that simple. Water supply, your food supply, and your people supply. Because,
Yes.
you don't want a toxin in any of that.
Yeah, that is amazing. And the fantastic thing about this is what time we're in, where we're overturning all these old practices and rules that keep us sick. Our job, whatever position we find ourselves in, we're healing some aspect of life. So all of us are here for a divine purpose, and all of us have discovered and are living our purpose. That's the wonderful thing about it. I know, Mama Maisie, you had a comment, and then 773-737 coming to you next, and then 773-642 coming to you right after that. Mama Maisie, you had a comment. You want to go right ahead? Check your mute.
Check your mute button, Mama AZ. All righty, let's go to 773-642. You are live on the Female Solution, Grand Rising. What's your name? Where are you calling from? 773-642. Welcome to the Female Solution. Please unmute yourself. Grand Rising, who's this? Lionel Abdul Haq. Yes, our brother of the microphone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Lionel.
No problem. I had gotten, because I did an extra presentation, for the 21st. I didn't think I was going to be on today. I thought you would arrange me to do something else.
Well, yeah, I did. It's Women's History Month, so we were celebrating Women's History Month since you were on last week, and I knew
No problem.
I knew you wouldn't mind.
And so I thought when you mentioned it, I thought I'd call you and explain to people why I didn't call in.
Yeah, because they want to know. People are texting me, "Where's Lionel Abdul Haq? Why is he not on the show today?" I said, "Well, he was on." No, I did. I got texts. People want to know why weren't you on today? So now they can hear why you weren't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, I'll put it in your live when people are interested.
Amen.
Yes. So now you know you have a following. So
Thank you.
therefore you.
And just because they don't call you doesn't mean you don't have a following. You know what? It takes courage to come on here and speak your mind. Not everybody has that courage, and not everybody has the courage to speak in such a way and be so eloquent and so that everybody can understand it and get it. And you've got that gift, Lionel. Not everybody has that. So people sometimes feel intimidated when they can't come up to what they think is another level of communication. So you can never take this personal, because this ain't about you. This is about the gift that you have, that you bring to the female solution. And we appreciate that, whether the people call or not. They're tuning in to listen. You just need to know that. So thank you so much for calling in and sharing and being with us this morning on the Female Solution on Women's HERStory Month. Did you want to share with us, Lionel, what makes the women in your life, what makes their stories, her story, so very special to you?
Well, I think the reality of our sojourn, I was very intrigued by what the sister was saying a minute ago, and the grandmother's quest project. I think it's very important that we reconnect with a lot of the things that we've been separated from as a part of our sojourn here in America, and that there's so much that we have been separated from spiritually, because life is a spiritual journey, and that not having teachers, people who were passing that information on to us, has left us completely vulnerable on the most important aspect of life, which is the spiritual life. And I was really intrigued by what the sister was saying about, reconnecting with that. And I think most of us, the biggest problems that we have, all of the problems that we have in terms of relationships and so forth, are directly connected to our separation from the real spiritual understanding of who we are and how life is supposed to be. And I'm very encouraged by the things that she was saying and doing and talking about. That especially as it relates to the history of Kemet and the people who built those pyramids, the powerful spiritual understanding that they had, and the connections that they had with nature. It's something that I think is coming back right now in this 21st century. That we have to really tune into it, be focused on it, to have an appreciation for the spiritual energy, and I think that energy will start to come into our being once again. It'll be rebirthed, it'll be resurrected, and so I was very much encouraged by that. And I see that happening, throughout the world, especially here in America.
I am so glad that you brought your male energy to the show this morning to share your experiences and what you think of the women here on the platform. And I'm so glad that you brought the male energy, because I didn't want people to think, I'm not in control of how people think, but I don't want them to think that this is an anti-male show, because there are just only women on the show. And speaking of women on the show, we are joined by my sister of the microphone and very own Effie Ross.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody say hey to Effie.
Good morning.
Hey.
Effie is my sister of the microphone from back in the day when we worked at WGCI together. And Effie is a true sister friend who makes it her business to make people feel okay wherever they are on the planet. And I just love that about you. So welcome, Effie Ross.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Man, March got here quick, didn't it?
Isn't it though? It's like, wow, it's March already. Look
Yes.
at this guy's just looking glorious here this morning.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
Okay.
Because girl, it's hard getting up and looking this good early in the morning.
Okay, amen.
Okay.
My day doesn't end until like 6 o'clock. So for me to get up and put on a little makeup, that was
Okay. So we tried it with no makeup, and it's like, no, you need to at least put some lipstick on, girl, because you're looking real crazy around the lips right about now. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about y'all. I'm talking about me.
Totally. I got my fetish lips on today. Fetish lips. My girlfriend, Robin Wheeler, makes a vegan lipstick. She's on in near Orland Park. I think I introduced you to her, Naima.
Definitely. You know, my lip issue. So yeah, I need to get
She does my lips every morning.
Oh, that's sweet.
The only thing that goes on.
Wow. You need to type her information in the chat box so we can share that, because
I will. She is amazing. I will. I'll do that while we speak.
Lipstick, because if we knew what was going in lipstick, we wouldn't be wearing.
Oh boy, don't say too much now.
Okay,
well, here's the thing. We kind of do, because we want to protect women, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we want to make sure that you have health, and you can have health and beauty all in the same breath.
Mm-hmm. Love that. Love that.
So I'm gonna get us our information and put it on Facebook.
Okay, please post that information. Effie, I know you're on a tight schedule.
I'm good. I just wanted to know in advance. But go ahead, tell me what you want.
We're sharing stories this morning about what makes our story so special. I know about you, and your listeners from the different radio stations know a little bit about you, but I want you to tell us in your words what makes HERStory, your story, so special. I know, but I want our listeners and our viewers to know as well. Well, maybe I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm a lady now from Arkansas, but as a girl, I used to listen to the radio all the time, and never thought I would be on it. Mm-hmm. And now, with the chance to probably work, girl, it's been like 30 years. Oh my goodness. Time flies, whether you're having fun or not. Yes. So enjoy life. Hello. But, I've been here in Chicago. And so really what a blessing. Of course, I started off at a little station, WWCA in Gary, went to WBEE, which was a jazz station, then went to when Johnson still owned WLNR and 106.3 and 950. I worked there for like 6 months, then came to 1390. WGCI 107.5 Sunday mornings, V103 Sunday mornings. Now I'm over at Moody Radio 90.1 FM. I work on their network, which has like 70-something stations and about 1,000 affiliates. And then I also program a daily digital channel, Urban praiseradio.org, 24-hour gospel station, and I'm on WBBM. I do traffic on the weekends. So anyway, it's just a blessing when you think about, more so when you find listeners who, just say, hey, that blessed me so much. And to think that really there are so many other people who are better than me, who probably may even want to do it more than me, but to think that God gave me grace to do it. He graced me. He blessed me to be a voice. So it's not like it's something so special about me, but I think it's just by the grace of God that he allowed me to be a voice to share with so many people. And for that, I really count an honor and a privilege. And especially when people meet you and say, oh my goodness, I was just getting over cancer, or my mom just died, and you played this song, or you said this, and it really got me through. So that kind of stuff, it really just makes it even more worthwhile.
What was that radio station again? WWW? I'm typing it in here.
Wait, which one? So many.
You're the program director of
urbanpraiseradio.org. It's a digital online 24-hour gospel station, one of Moody Radio's properties.
Urbanpraiseradio.org?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to put that up there so people could see. It's like, yeah, Effie is over so much. I had no idea. I was like, wow, Effie's the boss now. You go, girl.
No, girl, I'm your humble servant. Hello.
Yeah. Well, when you get through talking, she's still the boss. When you get through talking, that's my girl, Effie Roth, Urban Praise Radio.
Thank you. But it's a blessing to be on with all these names. Marcy, who just Is this your second book or first book, Marcy? Just got another book, Amazon, bestseller? I'm like, wow. Then I see Mary Shelton. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Naima?
Naima, yes.
All right, hey.
Yeah.
And then, now I can say Jody.
Easy peasy.
But to be on here with all you guys, and Zelda, I just want to say I love your spirit, because ever since I've known you, you've always been you've been a student of learning. You never stop. There's no limits for you. And I just love that. You really inspire me. It's like you were doing, working on videos and, going to the studio editing when we weren't even thinking about that. And look, now this is where we are. This is our world, a virtual world. And you were doing that way back at 1390.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So you really are a trendsetter. You handle your business, and I appreciate you're a visionary. You're a visionary.
So well said, right?
Yeah.
So, and when Zelda and I met, it was at the American Diabetes Association Expo in Chicago.
Okay.
And she's teaching other Black women about reversing diabetes.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And at a time when doctors are saying it's not reversible.
What?
Oh, wow.
They're saying to get something.
She's not a doctor, but she did it anyway, which proves you don't need to have an MD or any other designation.
No titles, none whatsoever.
No more labels. No more labels. Right?
We're healers. I think, Zelda, I think you've got Mama D and Mama AZ who hope to chime in before we close out Talk.
Party in the house.
Yeah.
336-350. You're live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising. What's your name? Where are you calling from? 336-350.
Can you hear me, sister?
Yes, Mama AZ, loud and clear. Yes, we can. Go ahead, please.
Okay. The sister, Susan, I really would like to connect with her, and I want to. It's Susan that talked about the mothers and the
Yes. I will send you her information.
I said a prayer before I move my body, and to tell me what the next move is going to be. And I really need for you, Sister Susan, to call me, because I too am very passionate about the trafficking, because I'm here in Fort Huachuca, Sierra Vista, Arizona. There's a lot of that going on, a lot, even in the military. So you have a nerve with me, and now I know what I'm going to do, and I'd like to have your advice. And I don't want to ask all of this or put out all of this over the air.
Okay, well, she's on. I just sent it to you. I just sent you her information just now. So you have it already. So thank you so very much for being concerned and being a grandmother who cares. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you, Mama AZ. We wish you well. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
As we go to the phone line, 773-737. You're live on the Female Solution. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It was Mama D. What happened?
Mama D! Wednesday was Mama D every fourth Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us, Mama D.
I don't know how it's set up, but anyway, I have a 9 o'clock appointment, and I know the folks are here now, but I want to weigh in. I'm the ninth child, the youngest girl of a twisted mother, and I have and 5 children. My oldest grandson is 37 years old, and my youngest, I'm a GG grand, the oldest child is 15 years old. It all starts with grandmama taught mama, and mama taught me, and I will teach you. That's the problem, because grandmama had a slave master, mama, and she taught all of these things down. So instead of grandmama taught mama, and mama taught me, and I will teach you, it should be, I will teach you anew. And that's where we are right now.
Yes, thank you so much.
Take care.
All right, thank you so much, Mama D. We greatly appreciate you. Mama D can comes on she's a host here on the Female Solution, comes on every fourth Saturday.
Okay.
On the weekends, we come on 12 noon until 2 p.m. This past Saturday, what was the topic? I forgot that quick, Naima.
Oh, she did. She had representatives on from the Marcus Garvey organization, UNIA. It's a great show. Had Karen Hicks on from a few good women. Yes,
Okay.
Karen Hicks, and really a wonderful show. Definitely insightful about, again, our responsibility to transform the world we're living in. As she said, we have to teach our children anew. And I think all of us here and all those who listen and participate every day, we know that that's our purpose. We know that that's the reason we chose to be here at this time. We are changing the world and moving all the old rules and beliefs that are harmful. And we're tearing down old systems of thought that are incorrect. And so we're pioneers and innovators, we're leaders. And as we age and have those children coming behind us, we are the grandmothers that are sharing wisdom. And all of us are here to help all of us who are here.
Yeah.
I love that. And we are always learning. I love what you said, Effie, about I'm always learning. Let me tell you a quick story. I swore on a stack of Bibles when I graduated from Columbia College in 1993 that I would never, ever read a book again in my life. I was so
One with school.
You could not pay me to read anything.
Okay.
But let me tell you what I'm reading now. And I thought I had the book here. I got all these books. But anyway, let me say this before Naima speaks again. I made a promise to myself that it was not about book learning, but about learning more about me and the spirit that is within me, that guides me, guards me, and directs me on what to say. This show is a prime example of it because Naima had asked me before if I wanted to be on the show. And I was and I was like, okay, well, I got up for umpteen 20, 30 years for corporate radio.
Hello.
I can get up and say what I want, when I want, however long I want. I do. Naima does say, Zelda, sometimes you need to cut it off.
Love your
for the most part, I can choose the topic I want to talk about. I can choose the guest. I can talk as long as I want to. And I say, you know what? If I did it for them, I can do it for me. And Spirit said, yeah, you need to do that. And Monday Morning Mindfulness resulted out of a conversation that Naima and I had. We were trying to figure out the name of the show. She was like, higher learning with Zelda Speaks. What else could it be? And I was like, oh, yeah, because I want the higher learning in there somewhere because we've got to be learning all the time. And the most important learning that we get is not from a degree. I got a degree. And Effie, we do not get the salaries that men get.
Baby, bye. Not at all.
Don't even start me there.
Hello.
Before you go, you want to let your online audience know they need to either tune in. If they're going to call in the switchboard, they need to call right now.
Call right now, 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. If you're listening, if you want to speak, because at 9 o'clock we get cut off. I was so busy running my mouth, I forgot to play the ending, which doesn't matter. We're gonna keep talking. But I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
No, we don't get paid.
Oh, we don't
get equity.
$1 million a year. We luckily if we get a fourth of that. So I just said that to say this show and what we do at the the Female Solution is not about money. It's about energy.
Okay.
Yes.
It's about sharing the energy, sharing the knowledge, sharing the wisdom, sharing the love. And I love talking to my sisters and having them express who they are and what they do and how they can be of service to someone else. Let's get a few calls here before we go. 706-202. You are live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising. What's your name and where are you calling from? 706-202. Unmute yourself while I get my book.
So, of course, those have joined us on Facebook can continue on.
Okay.
706, we're listening. I think that looks like
That's Baba Kwame Sunhorse.
yes, Sunhorse. We're
We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, and great. I give greetings to you, Zelda, and assalamu alaikum to my sister of the microphone also.
Alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam.
So, we've come to the Divine Women Month. It's kind of funny that March is Divine Women and May is Mother's Day. So the two M months are symbolic.
What June? Okay.
Say that again, Baba Kwame.
I said is that March is Women's Month and May is Mother's Day month.
Yes.
Both months that begin with an M represents the month.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, makes sense.
okay, yeah. That does make sense.
Yeah.
But, and that's how they put these days together. Everything is in divine order.
Hmm.
It's honoring you all because every day is Mother's Day because, our first home is in the womb.
Hmm.
Come out and we live upon, the next home we live on is Mother Earth. So constant connection of where we come out of, the home that we came out of, and the home that we live on. And she's constantly nurturing and giving us life force and energy. And so it's my honor, to speak on this day because every day is Mother's Day, as I always tell my mom. It's just that one day they decided to give you a little more specialty. But we honor our mothers every day that we mind still with us. And to even be able to support my total return last month is an honor because people like me, I just came onto the earth, so I'll never have a birthday. I always have a birthday.
Birthday, born date. When did you just celebrate your birthday?
Yeah, the 24th.
The 24th. Today is the 20. Oh,
There's the first, honey.
okay.
Yeah, yesterday was 28.
Happy Earth Day, birthday born.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Well, even though birthday's passed, still. You know what? And I think I sent somebody. I'm gonna leave it alone because I have brain time. I just thought this be all over the place. Mary, I'm gonna have to get out of
I gotta run. I just wanted to
that
chime
room.
in and give respect to this day and this show and to all that you all do in giving us the energy to keep pushing forward in this life struggle. Because it says struggle is the highest form of education. We get our education from the struggle coming to life here on earth.
Struggle is an inside education, did you say?
That's good.
I like
Struggle
that.
is the highest form of education.
Is the highest form.
Comes through the birth canal, and we call that birth. And we crown and come onto the planet, and we call that life.
I love that. Higher learning is an inside job. Struggle is the highest form of education because if we don't have any struggle, why are we here?
Right.
We're here to grow.
Here to grow. Yes.
And celebrate the masculine divinity as well as the divine energy of women. Thank you so much, Baba Kwame Sunhorse from Georgia, for sharing that information with us. We got another call here. 312-216. You're live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your comment?
Hey, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Who's this? This is who?
Hey, Fiona Crystal.
Oh, Shiona. Hi, my sister. Thank you so much for calling. The Queen of Poetry has joined us.
I would have joined earlier, but I forgot to press the one.
You are always at the right place at the right time, saying the right thing, so it doesn't matter.
Mm.
So say hi to Marcy and Naima and Mary and Effie and Jody.
Greetings.
Hello.
Good morning.
This is Shiona Crystal. She's a poet.
Oh, wonderful. My
Nice.
expression, poetry.
I've been knowing her for years. Well, back in the day, Effie, before I got to GCI, when I was at producing the Denise Jordan Walker show at
Okay.
WNUA 95.5.
Yes, I remember.
Which is now a Spanish station. And didn't they just change their
They
station?
just changed it again, honey. It's now like CM or CH or something like that.
And
Hard
what,
rock, light rock, something.
you can't get rid of soul music. That's why they suffered, because they got rid of jazz is soul. Jazz is music from the soul. You don't even need words. So yeah. Shiona, did you have some poetry for us this morning? Just curious, I gotta ask because you're always writing something. Did you have some poetry for us this morning?
I have a poem that I wanted to sort of like this morning dedicated to you because it was a poem you're familiar with. It's the older one.
Okay.
And maybe next time I'll share with you. Hopefully, the hood and body together. I'll share that with another time.
Okay.
And because this is her story month. One thing I can say about you, I'll say quickly, I appreciate that you have always been a very passionate person for helping others. And you told me that, I remember once you said you really wanted to interview Luther Vandross. But I said, okay, because I wanted to achieve everything that you dreamed, you achieved. And he taught me to keep going forward. And this poem is, I'll start now. It's like people can hear, it's like you hear whispers from people's hearts. Did I hear a whisper from your heart? And escape refuge wanting searching meeting someone like me. Zelda, you are a hero on the street with superficiality. You're not overly concerned with the latest fashion styles or malicious gossip, but you've always been concerned about people and love and how we can open our arms and help as many people as we can. That's what you do. Also, you one thing about you, when you walk, it's almost like a dance.
Is it because I wobble? How you learning hip roll?
Yeah. I'm doing the higher learning hip roll this morning. I got a backache, so
Move it before you lose it. I just got to say this. Anytime you talk about my Luther, I got to bring him up.
Okay.
This was my dream come true. Can you all see that?
Yeah, we can.
That was my dream at the last WGCI music seminar where I interviewed Luther Vandross. I was like, if I die today, I'm good. Y'all just sprinkle me over a plate of spaghetti. I'm good to go.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I want to thank you, Shiona, for giving me my flowers. I want to thank all of you ladies for giving me my flowers and my roses and my petunias and my birds of paradise while I'm still here, because I am not finished yet, because I'm still becoming.
Yes, we are. Yes.
I'm reading, baby. And if you don't have this in your collection, you need to go get it, because this breaks it down. Michelle Obama. I tell everybody, this is my cousin. Y'all don't need to know she's my sister. This is my cousin. Okay, this is my sister of the word. She's a writer. I'm a writer. You're a writer. We are a writer. We all write. But you got to get this book.
It's a great one. Yes, I've been enjoying reading that, and of course, she is one that blazed the trail, and I love her candidness in talking about the extreme pressure of being the first Black first lady, and the stereotypes she had to face, and just everything that you have to draw on your inner strength to be able to stand, and then to be that strength for the man who was in that position and, you know, facing death threats and all of that, and still overcoming and still becoming. So I'm really grateful that she wrote the book that can give some inspiration. So now, speaking, of course, of giving flowers while we live, that's one of the things we at the Female Solution are doing this coming Saturday, that we'll be down in sunny Orlando, Florida, with Star Beata for the first global annual Women of Wonder Awards. And we have selected 20 women that we have seen exemplify that spirit of giving in order to make life better for others. Some are known, some are not as much known, and all deserve to be celebrated because in their own spirit, they choose to use whatever talent, skill, profession, interest that they have to lift up others. And so we want to lift them up and give them that Women of Wonder Award and just say, wow. So we'll be live on our Female Solution Blog Talk channel, 12 noon to 2 p.m. And we'll be joined by our regular first Saturday host all the way live from London, Jana Books, who is a wonderful woman who specializes in what's called nonviolent communication, a way to speak and be heard and understood and learn mutual respect. So that's just a wonderful thing. And of course, we've got women who are here in the States and a few abroad that we're celebrating. And we'll, of course, be live on our Female Solution Facebook page. And we really are looking forward to inspiring others to do likewise with their lives. Think of ways that you, with your energy, talent, and skills, can be a light for others and help them discover the greatness within. That's our purpose.
Okay, did I get all of the calls? 336-350. Did I take that call name?
Yeah, that's Mama AZ. And 377-3642. That was
Lionel. That was Lionel.
Lionel, yes.
Okay. Effie, you want to give us a little bit about what's going on as it regards to women's HERStory at your stations?
You know, oh girl, it came so quick. It almost caught me off guard. But you know, we're just going to be continuing to highlight some of the folk like we did for Black History Month. You know, just highlight some of the folk or women rather, that have really made a difference in our community, you know, past and present. And I'm really finding that is so important because, you know, her story is still being made. So it's not like, and thank God for the shoulders we stand on. But then we also have to recognize, it's so important to recognize the people who are doing something now too.
Right.
I mean, and I think sometimes we forget about that. You know, and like I said, not only and I even think about the interview you did with Luther. That was stuff you were doing back then. We weren't really trying to do a lot of interviews on camera,
right? But
you did. I mean, you were doing that back then. And I don't want to sound like it was so long ago, but
so long ago.
But, you know, and then I even think about the young lady, Amanda Gordon.
Yeah.
Gorman.
Yeah.
And how she such an inspiration. Now, let me tell you real quick what I got out of that. Is that because even though she just started she overcame the difficulty with saying R's. And that was just recently, but that did not stop her. And I was thinking how you can be inspired from someone young, younger, or older, past or present. Right. So bottom line is whatever your purpose is, you know, as long as you are alive, as long as you have breath in your body, you have a purpose. And you need from the womb to the tomb, you know what I'm saying? So we need to do what God has put in us to do. And don't let anything stop you. Because obviously God knows, you know, what you got. And he gave it to you, like you said, to share with the world. So we're going to be, you know, just kind of highlighting people who are doing that, who are sharing with the world, past and present. on urbanpraiseradio.org.
On urbanpraiseradio.org. So if you didn't get that, it's not too late to get it. I want to thank you.
And by the way, let me just say, I'm on from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday.
3 until
12 p to 3 p Central Standard.
Okay. You were saying something, Linda?
Yes, I wanted to say that I got that down. I look forward to that. But I also wanted to thank you, Zelda, for years, over 30 years of your support and encouragement. And you never blow a trumpet. Before you do something very kind, you and your husband were came by here a couple of weeks ago. I got out the hospital. And I mean, you always been there for me before I could even pray about it. Okay. And I want to thank you. You are the most generous person I know. And you know what? You've never really been. I'll never forget the time that we were driving and you picked up a celebrity. I won't mention the name, but I was like kind of awestruck, you know, but something had happened to their driver and you were willing to take them wherever they wanted to go. And you're never awestruck by anyone, you know. But not even the beautiful person that you are within. So I'm a little double because, you know, I'm not a morning person, but I'm a morning person for you today because you deserve all the praise that's coming to you. Because you're definitely a spiritual
Most definitely.
Yes, Sam.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you for my flowers and my roses and my petals and all that good stuff while I'm here. Because when I'm gone, I'm gone. But I thank you. We don't have to do the fake funeral now, Mike. Let me tell you, we were talking about. Let Mary back in. We were talking about doing, as soon as she get her camera straight, we were talking about doing just that, a fake funeral, because people wait until we are no longer here to give our thanks and gratitude and show appreciation. So I said, Naima, that's kind of morbid, ain't it? But I think we should do that. We should make a fake funeral. And I was like, girl, I would have too many people mad at me.
Yeah. What, you ain't dead?
You ain't dead.
I said all that good stuff about you.
Okay. I want to hear that good stuff, you know, because you don't know what you don't mean. We all want to hear good stuff about ourselves. You know, we hear the bad stuff all the time, you know, social media and
That's true.
So, you know, we need to boost each other's up. This is where I got it from. My grandmothers, 2 grandmothers and an aunt living in a house when I went down south to live with my aunt when my mom passed. I never met this woman in my life. Didn't know she existed. Didn't even know my mom had sisters and brothers. Never had that conversation because my mama was a barber, a beautician, and a nurse. She had 7 kids to raise, and she was never home. So when she was home, she was asleep. There was never any conversation. So when she passed, and I had to go live down south with her sisters, and there were no men in the house. And I was like, wow, okay, there's no men. I didn't think anything of it. But what I learned was the camaraderie, the close knitness of my grandmother, who was in her 90s, my Aunt let me say their names. I always got to name the ancestors. Grandma Willie. She was the second wife to my grandfather, Bob Pitchford. Aunt Julie, who was like in her 80s, almost 92. These were some strong women. They were in their 80s and 90s, but they were around cutting grass and I'm just saying. And Aunt Edna, who is my mother's sister, who was 6 feet something, big Amazon woman, who taught me how to chop cotton and pick beans. And
I know that too well.
Wow.
You know about some picking cotton and some chopping. That fruit, y'all see, that fruit you see, that when you go to the market, you need to know somebody labored hard for all them fruits and vegetables. You just go to the store and you pick it off. No. Somebody didn't get paid 25 cents an hour. That would be me. $2 all day for a 6 foot, 6 long. What's that sap called? Effie? Kroger sap. 2 feet wide. You got $2 for the whole day, and that's from o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, and I never ever feel the whole bag because I'm saying to myself, "Good Lord, I don't know what you got in store for me, but it ain't picking cotton for the rest of my life. That's my level."
You probably couldn't wait to get back to Chicago, could you?
Girl, please, I ran away 3 times. The third time, 2 times I got caught. Girl, please, you ain't keeping me down there in the Mississippi wood sticks, but I loved it. I love it. I love going down there now, but baby, I am not. No, I ain't trying to pick no cotton. I'm sorry. That is the.
You've been a hard worker ever since then. That was a very good example. You know, that you started off as a youth.
Yes.
That expresses a lot of your energy now and your perseverance and your endurance.
I like eating.
I mean, you've always
Habit.
I like eating. It has become a habit, and so much the habit that I got from eating. There was never enough because my aunt had 2 boys, and they were bigger boys, and time I got to get a plate, I got this much. So that's where lack and limitation came in my life. There was never enough. There was never enough money. There was enough water. There's never enough food. There's never enough clothes. There's never ever enough anything. And I am still battling that today because I know I have enough. I know I am enough, but I have to constantly reprogram my subconscious on a daily basis to remind myself that I am enough and that I have enough and that I have so much I can share it every day. That's my mission in life. I give away something every single day. Not even bring groceries home unless I gave some groceries away. That's just my motto. Because that's what my mama taught me, to go help a little lady who was living in Lake Meadows. I can't even remember her name. She would send me over there every weekend to dump her garbage, sweep her floor, do her laundry, and go to the store. I'm like, why are you sending me to this? I don't even know this lady. I don't even like this lady. Why is she over here? Young, dumb, full of, anyway. But now I understand that and I cherish that and I share that, not because I am all that in a bag of chips. It's because it's ingrained in me. It's who I am. And it is my responsibility to share that with you, Marcy, to share that with you, Naima, to share that with you, Effie, to share that with Mary Shelton as she comes back in here into the stream. It is my mission. It is my responsibility, as it is all of our responsibility.
Yes.
To share what we've been through and to continue to share what we've been through. Because somebody is watching this show right now who's going through natural hell on earth, and they think their life is over. But baby, as Brother Kwame said, the struggle is what propels you forward. So give thanks for it. I know it sounds crazy, but give thanks for it, because on the other side, somebody said 99 and a half just won't do.
The other side is through.
You got to give 100% thanks. You got to give 100%, because it's common. You have to be patient and wait and be still and breathe and know.
Absolutely. That's true.
I tell you, we've all been on the ground, probably even heard from count to 10.
Mm-hmm.
But having friends like you that reach down and, and recognize that we're all in this together, I mean, your love just never ends. But I'm not going around, but it is. Wasn't that true? Example. And I haven't told you that before, so that's why you're getting all your, I haven't told you. I said thank you, but now you know all the things I was telling you. Thank you.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you so much.
Yes. Bless yours, honey. It is a good heart.
Bless all my sisters who are here and would like to give us a final word, because it's 9:25. Show was over with at 9 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
We're the after show now.
The after show. This is the after show. Naima Latif usually does the after show. So the show just continued today, and we just call it the after show. Before you go, I would like all of you ladies to give us a closing thought on what this means to you, how you can continue to serve the community in which you do, and continue sharing. So we'll start with you, Marcy. I think Marcy's
muted. You're muted. Yeah.
Sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much again for having me. And I'm just so excited about that. I finally do feel like I'm in my purpose.
Mm.
That I'm actually doing what I was put on this planet to do, which is to just teach people that they have a future self. Like if they keep living, you can die young or you could get old. And if you don't die young, you will get old. So
Amen.
you better
Okay.
start doing something to help your future self. Okay. Because your 95-year-old future self is shaking their head and got their hand on their head talking about what are you doing? So
That's good.
because of that, I'm starting a mastermind, and actually this Thursday is like the first like pilot of it. So I would love to share that. We're going to be going through our book, The 90 Ways to Age Vibrantly. And so every day we're going to be doing 15 of the points. And I'm going to help people wrap their heads around these different things that you can do to help yourself, mind, body, soul. It's a holistic approach. So if you come to marcycodyrn.com, you'll see Mastermind. There is a cost of it, but for anybody that just mentions the female solution, I'll just let you come in and just check it out for the first couple of weeks. It's actually a 3-month because it's going to take us 3 months to get through 90 tips. We're going to do 15 tips
What's the
twice a
website
month.
again? What's the website again?
It's marcycodyrn.com. And there's a link that says Mastermind. And you can get all the information there. It's starting this Thursday, March 4th. Yes.
Mastermind class starts March 4th, did you say? March.
Yeah, the name of it is Be Alive and Spry at 85.
Oh,
Ooh, 85. I like that.
I like that too. I want to be able to get to my 80s and 90s too, as long as I'm able-bodied and can move and walk on my own and keep doing the higher learning hip roll. So that
That's it.
because when you can't move, that's not nice.
Yeah.
That is
Or
nice.
think, because my stepmom has Alzheimer's, and that's the worst. I mean, your mind is, well, I know your body is super important too, but your mind, if you can move and everything, but you don't know your front from your back, you can't feed yourself, you don't know who your family is, that to me, that's worse than not being able to get around, just being lost all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And we are not lost. We are headed in the right direction right here on the Female Solution. Okay, Mary, you want to give us a closing song?
Did you say Mary?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me. And because of COVID and the coronavirus, a lot of people are at home with their abusers. And my book, Silence Isn't Golden by Me, is available on Amazon. I grew up in a home with my abuser. My mother was at home with her abuser, and we swept everything under the rug. We did not have a phone back in that time frame. Phones were not in our home because my parents were both deaf and mute. And so we did not have a phone. We did not have a community of people to report it to. Um, so we were at home with our abusers.
Wow.
Now, this is a time and age where I think my book will serve the public, because there's lots of resources out there and people are stuck at home with their abusers.
What's the name of
I was.
the again?
Silence Isn't Golden, and it is available on Amazon. And
By Mary
I suffered a lot of abuse. My mother suffered a lot of abuse, and we all swept it under the rug and kept it. Silence isn't golden. We just didn't want to talk about it. But nowadays, we do want to talk about it. We want to talk about the abuse, but there was murder, there was kidnap, there was a lot of other abuse in my book, and I have survived it all. And it's a good story to read, and I hope everybody reads it. And I thank you for letting me have this platform again, Zelda. You're just an amazing woman, and I've been so blessed by you over the years. Thank you again for having me.
Well, thank us, and the ancestors who made it possible for you to be here with us. Like I said, even though I'm getting kudos, I appreciate my kudos. This isn't about me. This is about us, about the feminine energy, the feminine spirit that we bring to the community, to the world, to show that even if you live with your abusers, you can still move forward.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
Silence may not be golden, but it's available. And that's how you learn. The story of Mary Shelton, Silence Isn't Golden, available on Amazon.com. Thank you so much, Mary. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And my girl, Effie Roth, who is the,
Program director.
I'm trying to get the words right? Director of Urban Praise.
UrbanPraiseRadio.org. Yeah. But and thank you, Mary, for because I obviously missed your story in the beginning, but thank you. I'm definitely going to support you in the book and and check it out. And that just shows you, man. Zelda, remember Les? He told a story one time, Les Brown, and he was talking about how bullies, and I think about domestic violence or abuse, that was a bully. And you can the kid the guy was saying, you're going to sit down. He said, I don't want to sit down. You're going to sit down. I don't want to sit down. And then the guy made him sit down, and he said, you know what, I may be sitting down, but I'm standing up on the inside.
I remember that story.
In terms of Mary, it's like you survived and you're standing up, and you look beautiful, by the way. And thank you for telling the story, because you really don't know how many it's going to impact. But Zelda, I guess just as so many of these other young ladies, Marcy and Mary, I plan to, just kind of go forth with an attitude of gratitude, because I think in 2020 and 2021, so much is happening, and, yet we're still here. It kind of makes you, as you mature, it makes you just have a spirit of gratitude, I hope. I know for me it does, and I want to stop complaining so much, and not even a little bit, but okay, God, forgive me when I do. But just really go forth in the spirit of gratitude, and then continue to really, like you, dig into my purpose. Because I think a lot of times I've had so many little jobs, and I'm like, I want to focus on what I really want to do, and that is provide content, do more of media in terms of on camera, do more interviews like you were doing years ago, and now I'm just catching up. So I guess I should say I want to be like you, Zelda. I want to be like you.
Well, let me tell you, I have Sandra Robinson to thank for this, because when I read my first book, The Passion Principle, she said to me, "You gonna read that book on the air?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, I'm like, "Okay, well, let me go on over to KNTV. I got an invite to go there." And I get there, and the producer's pregnant. She's like, "Then you need to do your own show." So that's how it started.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
But I need to get into doing more of that, and just doing more, like I said, more online content, more on camera, and basically not just to be on camera, but I do believe God has given me a voice to really, and a message. And I'm going to work with my sister, Almeda Russell. We've probably got about 3 or 4 books we haven't written. Literally, we've been working on, but it's just a matter of getting them out. So I want to get those books out as well.
And I want to help you with that too. So
that would be great.
You can tell a quick story about your first book.
Oh, wow. How long ago was it? The Knott's Prayer Journal.
We're in the WGCI AM 1390 studios, and I had just my first book, The Passion Principles. And was it? No. Was it? Yeah, it was The Passion Principles. And I told Effie, I was like, "Girl, you got a book. You need to write a book."
And I thought that was foreign. That didn't even make sense to me. I'm like, write a book?
I tell
ahead of the time.
Tell her what you really said.
I can't even remember.
Girl, I can't write no book. Don't nobody want to hear what I got to say. Girl, please. You Effie Roth on the #1 station in Chicago on WGCI, Gospel Radio 1390. Actually, you was working both V103, GCI and FM. Don't nobody want to hear what you say? I don't think so.
Yeah. But a lot of times, again, it's hard to see a picture when you're in the frame. You can see everybody else, but you can't see you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you planted those seeds. Again, you're a giver. You planted those seeds, even then. And thank God, we did do the first book, the Knots Prayer Journal. And basically it was talking about not allowing yourself to say no, because a lot of times we say no to ourselves. We reject and we abort our dreams quicker than anybody else.
Yes.
All of that inner chatter. And so don't say no to yourself, and then don't get knotted down by the stress of life that you forget and lose yourself and lose your purpose. So that was what that book was about, giving little, just little messages and scripture, it was 51 days, to just encourage yourself that you don't have to say no, and don't allow anybody else to say no or stress you out.
And where can people get your books at?
You know what, girl? I have been so right now I gotta get back on Amazon, because I think I had just I'm out of books. So I gotta just get a reinventory, gotta, get some pressed again. But I've been so bogged down. Again, I gotta get back on track.
We'll just Google Effie Roth and under books and see what comes up, and then we'll bring you back on here so you can talk about it again.
Yeah.
All righty. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my girl, Effie Roth.
Thank you for having me.
Who's worked at every station in the city of Chicago that I worked at, and some that I haven't worked at. So thank you so much, Effie, for coming on. Sharing this morning. I think we have another somebody who's trying to get in, or they couldn't get in. I'm sorry. Whoever you are, feel free to come back. And my sister of the microphone, executive producer of the Female Solution, is going to take us out of the Female Solution Family Empowerment Hour as we transferred her story into family empowerment. Take it away.
Well, I'm just so honored to be with so many powerful women. And if you might want to think about a Kindle version, because that's what I'm converting all my books to. So
that's smart. That's smart. Thank you.
If you've got the PDF file, you can easily do that. And that way, people can get your book instantly. And, Amazon, they'll get it out there and all that. And
thank you.
So there you go.
Thank you. I was just saying to myself for the ebook that I just wrote, and I'll tell y'all about it in a minute. It's like, everybody's so programmed to do digital now. Not everybody's going to do a hard copy.
No, you're right.
It's reading from their phone. So let's give them what they want, make it convenient for them. So thank you for that, Naima. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Forgot about it.
And certainly, Mary, I will be getting your book now. Of course, now you said you do sign language.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I'll be in touch with you, because I've been studying sign language. My daughter's studying sign language, so now I have somebody I can talk to. Yes, thank you. So
take a sign language class. I guess it didn't help because I was dating the teacher, so I didn't learn a whole.
Oh, I am so proud of you both.
I just don't remember. I'm sorry.
I'm proud of you, girl. I'm proud of you, girl. I am just so proud of you.
I'm looking forward to some great silent conversations.
I like that, silent conversations. Wow.
We all have such wonderful gifts, and I'm grateful to be living my purpose and doing what I came here on the planet to do. And of course, part of it was creating a platform where those who are inspired can share and have a positive impact. We have a global platform where we can touch lives every single day. And all of us who are here with all of the stories that we have, because like they said on Viata Show last night, everybody has a story.
Yeah.
All of us, we've lived the lives that we've lived for the purpose of preparing us for our purpose. Everything that's happened is for a reason. Everything is to teach you something, to prepare you for something, to sensitize you to a situation. So whatever your struggle was, it was to sensitize you to that situation so that you could be a force for change. There are no accidents. Everything that we experience is to prepare us for our divine purpose. So I'm grateful to be living my purpose. I know that the great part of it is to heal the hurt and the African American experience. And my late husband and I wrote the book Slavery, the African American Psychic Trauma, and that was kind of the beginning of examining the fact that we're still in pain from that experience, but we also have to look beyond just being enslaved, because that's not who we are. That's an experience that we had.
Right.
Teach us that when you're not unified, then you become the target of exploitation. So you learn to love each other, because that's why we're here, to love, to share, to cooperate. So that was the collective experience we had as a people. I know my purpose here is to help women. We wrote the book, The Female Solution. And that was showing us that as women, we are powerful in the creation of cultures that sustain life and bring health and raise children. But we also have to love each other and nurture each other and support each other in order for us to manifest the beautiful world that this earth was meant to be. And I'm grateful to have been able to meet so many fantastic, powerful people over the years and doing the show, and all the authors and speakers and just people who serve humanity in whatever way they can, because that's our reason for being here. And we are creating a new world with every thought we think and every action that we take. So I'm just grateful for all of you who have touched my life. And I think as we go through the things we go through, and Beata's always saying this, think about the lesson you learn. There are no bad experiences. They're just learning experiences.
Yes.
Even the people who treat you badly. And this morning I was in such a state of prayer, meditation, and receiving of information. And it came to me that even the people who do awful things, sometimes it's because you're in a system where you have to fear someone else's meanness. So it forces you to do something mean in order to prevent meanness being done to you. Whether you're in a job where you have to do things harshly to people because those are the rules you have to follow and you have to enforce those rules. And so that might not be your spirit of what you would do, but you have to fear getting fired, and then that means you can't feed your family. And a lot of times that's what we're all doing. We're following rules to protect ourselves from abuse. Even the abuser, whether it's the abusive police officer who has to follow the rule and arrest you, or because he's got to get a certain quota of arrests because he's got a supervisor and he might get fired, not be able to feed his family if he doesn't do something abusive. All of these things that are happening in our society are things that have to be changed, because we're all ending up acting according to what is not in our own divine purpose. It's not according to the divine rule of do no harm. It's following rules that are hurtful. And we are here to change the mindset that keeps us following those rules. We're here to make new rules, new freedom to speak the truth. And so everything from the doctor who performs an operation because that's the procedure, even though, as Jody said, that you got all these other ways of healing that they could be using, but they won't tell you about nutrition. They won't tell you about energy healing. They have to follow the rule and cut your body and traumatize you forever, because that's what they were taught in medical school. You had to follow that if you want to pass school and be able to feed your family. So all of these things that are really wrong that we're being forced to do are the innovators of new thought that's going to change the rules and make them right, make them just, make them kind, make them compassionate, because that's what women do. We bring the love. And so I'm grateful for all of you for sharing your love today on The Female Solution. And thank us, Universal Spirit. Thank us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank us. Yeah, that is very beautiful.
Thank you. That's powerful. We can always.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay, Marcy. Marcy said her battery was low. She had to go out and defend it. Linda, you want to give us a closing thought, my dear? Shiona Crystal.
Yes, I'd like to, in fact, after hearing our sister speak about the hard of hearing and the deaf, I have a website where it's not only in 1,000 or more languages, which means it beats Apple, Google, because they only have 150 languages, believe it or not. But this particular website is free. You don't have to register, and it's for the hard of hearing and deaf again.
Oh.
So, yeah, and there you will find 9 videos on the pandemic, which is so important, how to protect yourself and your family,
Mm-hmm.
and any other subject that you're interested in. It even keeps the children busy with some cartoons that also explain serious things, but in a way that children can understand. Because this pandemic is hard on them, particularly because they don't understand why they can't go out and play mommy, you know. So it's jw.org, jw.organization. And it is a spiritual site, but people that are even atheists find it to be very helpful because there's a search bar in any problem you're having, financial, family, children, anything in this world, you will find there. You just type in a search bar on relationships, divorce, separation, whatever you need, God will direct you. And if you're not interested in, the religion, that's fine, because there are a lot of practical things. I was at a volunteer group last year, so I was at a volunteer group daily, and we call people and see if they need anything practical. You know, we call them on wellness checks, our neighbors, and this way the young people go out if they need help, going to the store. They run the errands. So we always leave this website, jw.org, because people need spiritual encouragement. Definitely, you'd be surprised the people, sisters, that we have found that were ready to end their lives because they feel their goals and their dreams have been shattered because of this. The restaurant and different things. You can imagine how it affects some people. But when they go there, they find hope, they find answers. And when we call them, we've actually stopped people from, them taking the razor away from their wrist or taking those sleeping pills and put them where they belong, back in the cabinet. So please, that's my free gift to you. Again, you don't have to register, but it's a lot of information there. And it is the most translated website in over 1,000 languages. So that's my gift to everyone. Just like you're a gift, everyone's gift to us. Each one of these ladies and you, because we like our fingerprints. God has given us all. And I look forward to checking out those books too, because hey, I could be on every Oprah show because of my experiences about abuse and different things Zelda knows. So thank all of you ladies, and thank you so much, Zelda, for giving us this beautiful opportunity together and show that love that I saw in your eyes, and that Jordan still hasn't left you, and it still sets a good example for me, Lady Sunshine.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, my sister. Okay, I can go and close my eyes now.
No, you got a lot of work to do, honey. You gonna take a nap?
Yeah.
You get to the pearly gates and say, no, you got to go back. You're not.
Not yet.
Before y'all go, let me tell you, you must go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. Thank you so much, Shiona. Thank you so much, Marcy. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you so much.
I'm not sure about
Thank you so
this
much.
afternoon.
Thank all of us. Thank you, Viata. Thank you,
Thank you,
Jody. Thank you, Suzanne from Nauvoo, Illinois. Thank you for all my sisters, Patricia Tyson, who had to leave, and everybody. Thank you all for showing up today and celebrating this first female solution show of the month right here on blogtalkradio.com, the female solution. And I forgot to mention that we were broadcasting live on our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV show. So please go to YouTube and subscribe and like and share and all that stuff. It's Higher Learning TV show. And please go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress, because I am in the midst of redesigning the ebook for my little brother. I know you all have heard the story before. Douglas Robinson was murdered 2 years ago, on the 18th of February. And he was a tenant in Tent City, right there on Jefferson and Roosevelt Road. And as a result of that, it has been on my heart to help those who are homeless. So we've taken up donations. for generators and electric blankets and other things of that nature. This is just not a one-time thing. This is going to be year round. Thank you for all the donations that you sent. The generators, the first one and the first set of generators is coming, and more coming. So please keep those donations coming in. I'll be sending out a newsletter. If you want to be a part of the newsletter, you want to be mentioned, you want your organization to be mentioned, please send me an email, info@higherlearningnetwork.org. I digress. I still ain't told you about where you're going to ZeldaSpeaksWordPress.com. I did. Yeah, there are two there. There are two pictures, and they're both purple, and it says, "I knew I should have followed my first mind." That's the name of the ebook. And I invite you to share your stories. Email me, info@higherlearningnetwork.org, if you want to be in volume 2, because I'm doing 10 volumes.
Oh, wow.
On a different subject. So there'll be one on health, there'll be one on relationships, there'll be one on health and wellness, there'll be one on jobs and careers and just everything, because I want this to be an ongoing project to help the homeless, because you can see that the mayor don't care, the politicians don't care, they just don't.
The Senate doesn't. They don't even want to give you $1,400.
Right. Well, $1,400 pay rent, and that's all. Okay, so what about your light, gas, phone, CTA, food, and they
You know
don't.
what I said? Take their salaries and perks and give them the $1,400. Take their security, take everything. See how long they can live off of it.
Yes, they would jumping out of windows just like they do now.
You know you're right.
Because they're not used to eating beans and rice. They don't know about PBJ. They don't know about mayonnaise and mustard sandwich. They don't know nothing about that.
I don't know nothing about mayonnaise sandwiches.
Mayonnaise sandwich. With a slice of bread.
We didn't have no meat. Just
meat. People eat meat every day. We would come out. We didn't have meat every day. We had meat on the weekends. Mom would come a bucket of KFC. Well, it was called chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken back then.
Oh, that was big time money. No, we raised our chicken. So
okay.
we wanted chickens from the store. We didn't want the chickens from the Wow. But now you appreciate the garden. You know, because when I first came to Chicago and tasted tomato, I'm like, what's this? It tastes like foam.
Okay.
Tomato tastes like foam. So now I appreciate my mama having an acre or 2 acres of gardens, from potatoes to corn to cantaloupe to we raised hogs or pigs and chickens. Now I appreciate that stuff. Okay, go back. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you right on target, because kids go to the store today and they pull stuff off a shelf and they think that's it. They grow right there on the shelf. No, it doesn't.
We got to pull Effie into our pandemic gardens, our pandemic farms, because she got some skills.
Oh, hello. And the thing about those things on the shelf, they've been on there for 2 years. We don't realize they've been on the shelf for 2 years.
Wow.
So, but now I appreciate that. I appreciate the greens and the
problems.
Say what?
And you wonder why you got digestive problems. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about me.
But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Even, although Lord knows I done expanded in the last whatever, you know.
I like that word, expanded. Thank you for that, Effie.
I'm talking about expanded anyway. But I believe, though, I'm probably as healthy as I am because we were raised on garden foods.
Yes.
Greens, tomatoes, potatoes, peanuts, cantaloupe, beets, squash, you name it, Mama growed it. So I would get out there, she'd take seeds for the corn, give me this many seeds for the turnips. You know, I would get so tired of that mess. We had pear trees, apple trees, walnut trees, pecan. We used to call them pecan.
Yeah, pecan.
We call them pecans. We didn't say pecans. Pecans, no. We don't say pecans. We say pecans. Yeah, we do.
Pecans. Yeah. I went one time and asked we were driving, coming to Chicago, and I asked the lady, "Oh, can I have a piece of pecan pie?" And she's like, "Pecan pie?" I said, "No, pecan." Anyway, I'm done. Okay.
That's why our generation, you notice how we are, especially high school and everyone, 90?
Yes.
98 and 90.
She looked amazing.
Okay, because we had real food.
Right.
Real food.
Yeah, real food. Yep.
it's real food.
Yep.
And real food don't come off the shelf. Real food comes out the ground.
Out
That's
the ground.
get people to remember that they need gardens. You need a garden. If you don't have a garden at home, you need a garden on your balcony, in your backyard, or get with your neighbor who has, because this stuff they're feeding us is not real. This
It's
is not food.
It ain't even close to being real. Girl, we
No,
don't even know what we eating.
no, we don't. It's process word something 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 something. Yeah.
Oh, my sister is saying good morning. Hey, Almeda, I'm down in Houston.
Wow. Hi, Amina in Dallas and Houston. Thanks you for joining us.
Oh,
Yeah. Bless
she knows about that. She knows because she was the one who cooked the food. You know what I'm saying?
you. Okay.
So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, we got to go back. Some things, I mean, we always say going forward, but some things you need to stay with.
Yeah, dude. That's one.
That's one of them.
Get you some real food, you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
And to help our youth continue the process of developing their natural gifts, talents, and abilities, please join us on Saturday, March 17th, 12 noon. And Effie, I know you do. We work on Saturdays. Some Saturday, I'm gonna have to get
Some
you.
Saturday.
Every fourth Saturday, we have the global virtual teen talent contest,
Okay.
in which we choose a teen. Well, we even had to have a runoff who has the best stage presence if they wrote their own song. So now we're gonna beef it up and have them talk about the Higher Learning Network. But you need to know, Effie, the winner is his name was Kelvin Dukes. If you go to youtube.com, you'll see him there. He also has his own page, youtube.com, Kelvin Dukes,
Okay.
K-E-V-I-N, and also Dukes, K-E-L-V-I-N, Kelvin Dukes.
Okay.
And on YouTube channel. YouTube.com, Higher Learning TV show. You'll see round 1, round 2, round 3, and
Okay.
these children are off the chain. I was like, wow. But anyway, the winner, Kelvin Dukes, sounds like, guess who? One of your favorites, John Legend.
Are you serious?
No, yes, ma'am. I am very serious. Sounds like John Elliott. He, John Legend. He was a runner-up on America's Got Talent.
Oh, and you're telling me he was one of the teen on your show?
He was one of the teens, but there were 3 of them that was so great. We had to have a runoff where he came on again, and of course he came back and knocked it out the box. That's what he did.
Wow.
13 years old.
You got a lot of. I think there's so many people out there. Because let me just say this real quick. Even with Amanda Gorman, I think that's their name, Gorman. Somebody was saying. I remember Don Lemon saying, wait, we've got a lot more out there. They're just not seen. She's not. I mean, thank God for her talent. But let's not make her just the only one. We've got a lot of Black kids that just needs the opportunity to be seen.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that, because our teen talent manager of the contest, Falake Hindi, said, girl, people are thanking you to death for even having this, because teens needed an outlet. I didn't think it like that. I was just,
pandemic. Hello, can't go nowhere, can't do nothing, can't perform.
Yeah, no high school talent shows.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
That's again trendsetter, visionary, Miss Zelda. That's what you are.
Well, I can't take credit for that. I'm listening to the ancestors who told me what to do, so I cannot take credit for that.
Well, I gotta say this real quick. You don't want to go back to them. Look, you remember the days of picking cotton.
Yeah.
I can't go back to them days.
Be like Harriet Tubman. I will take these glasses off. I will get me some contact lenses. I will cut this hair. I will turn into a man. You will not know who I am, because I am not picking no cotton, not in this lifetime. I'm going with a camera on one shoulder and pick cotton in the other hand and show you how it's done, and how you don't want to be down here in this field in 900-degree weather. I can do that. But otherwise, it's over with.
Baby, my knees couldn't even take it now because you got to get on your knees to pick that cotton.
Me praying when I'm up here doing the Monday morning mindfulness meditation, rubbing these knees, girl. Dr. What's her name? CJ Mimi says they are body messages. It's not pain. It's a body message. Your body is sending you a message that you need to pay attention to it. So that's why you see Naima and I sitting up here doing that work.
Yeah, really.
We've been on this show for 3 hours, and I am not in pain.
That's good.
Praise God.
That says a lot.
It does.
A lot, because we've been doing the high learning hip roll, and we're going to do it more down in Florida. So be sure and join us. My next broadcast will be next Monday, and we will we'll be broadcasting live from Orlando, Florida. Oh, and we're going to swim with the dolphins, so I'm going to tape that too. I don't know if I'm going to do that live. I want to say something for the suspense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's next Monday?
Yes, next Monday we'll be in Orlando, Florida. Yes, we
From
will.
7 to
9
Yeah.
a.m. Central Standard. Okay, cool.
All righty. So thank you, my ladies. Thank
you.
Of the microphone, of the books, of the communication. Thank you so much for being who you are and for sharing your story with the world, because what you have to say is so vitally important. Stay on purpose, stay empowered.
Yes.
And stay tuned to your next higher learning message right here on the Female Solution. Thank you so much.
God bless.
God bless. Namaste, Hotep, Shalom, peace and love, peace and hair grease, and the soul train.
Y'all be good.